Turn that shit up, Mike.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more.
His brain's gone, nigga.
It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting.
We really heated, nigga.
We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals.
Break that shit down, nigga.
AK or anybody kill it. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. Stay on point, C2 gon' split 'em. FN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner.
5 boys sell, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple off Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can just leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can just squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
Hey, what up, what up, what up, everybody? Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Let me drop the link real quick. Y'all know what waiting on Key to get in here. But y'all remember what we talked about yesterday. We'll get that boxing and anime going. Hold on. All right, let me drop this. My boy, expensive paper, piss and blessings, King. Let me go ahead and go through the thing. Shout out to my guy, All Things. First one in, last one out. Peace and blessings. Ariana, Queen, peace and blessings. Dean by any mean, peace and blessings, King. Brian King Falcon, peace and blessings, King. And my boy, Bomb Squad, The Reckoning, December 23rd. That's my boy, expensive paper. Thomas Hill, peace and blessings, King. Cash Crypto, salute, peace and blessings, King. Coach Amber, Shalom, peace and blessings, Queen. Brian the King Falcon, peace and blessings, King. Black all day, even at night, peace and blessings. The illustrious Thomas Hill, peace and blessings, King. Let's see, OTB, my G, peace and blessings, homie. Let's see. Okay, that's everybody right there. Put the link in. The link's right there. Key gonna be a little bit late today, but we can go ahead and get this thing rolling. All right. Unless y'all want to wait till Key get in to go through that Shalom, Tom. Unless y'all want to wait for Key to get here to go through with the anime talk, iconic Canadian, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. All right. Now, hey, so Devin's supposed to get stripped today. Nah, Brian, it's all our time, baby. You know, we here together. All right. So, people saying who Tank need to fight at 135, right? I pick him fighting Frank Martin, William Zepeda, because William Zepeda is a good fight right there. Get the winner of that Loma and Cambosos fight, which will be Loma, because Loma gonna drag that man through the mud. And Shakur and Edwin De Los Santos or Pitbull. Those are all great fights for Tank. And people trying to make Tank go up to 140, where he's at a disadvantage while he's already 5'5", 5'4". You know what I'm saying? But let me see what Key was talking about. Hold on one second. Hey, anybody want to hop on? Y'all can go ahead and hop on until Key get here, or y'all can still be here when she get here. But hold on. Damn, my boy coming through big in the cash app. My guy, expensive paper with the $25 holler. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I had to rehydrate today. They got me on these diuretics. You know, I have fluid in my chest, but you know, we good. Yeah, yesterday we also said we were going to talk about that Katie Taylor fight. Coach Amber, since this is your expertise, hop up here with me because I want to talk about this woman fight that we had the other day and what that means for women boxing. Because I thought that was a travesty. Yeah, Thomas. Get my Devin Haney on. Yeah. If you feel that way, Thomas, you can hop up here too, because that was a robbery. Frequent flyer, my God, peace and blessings. Dean by any means, peace and blessings. Yeah. So you coming up, Coach Amber? Because I don't want to talk about the female boxing without you. You know, that's your expertise right there. But it's like if you go across seas to fight, like they have it's so stacked up against our fighters. Like that girl Chantel, I watched her, and she was clearly. Yeah, then you can hop up here, Thomas. Yeah, anybody can hop up here. We getting it in because we need to talk about that travesty. Because first off, O'Shaquie was going to be robbed if he didn't get that knockout. And that's Coach Amber.
How you doing, Upper? How you
Peace and
doing,
blessings,
chat?
Coach. Peace and blessings, Cat Queen. Um, you seen? Here go my co-host. She's in the building. She got. Oh no, she
There
got her
she go.
Naruto
There
on.
she go.
She got her Naruto on. So that's not Sasuke. That's Hey, I
It's
forgot his.
Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi Sensei.
Yep.
Yeah, before we get on that, Key, I was asking Coach Amber how she felt about that Katie Taylor fight.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I caught bits and pieces of it because honestly, I'm not that big of a Katie Taylor fan. Um, she has that European style where it's just kind of it kind of drives me up the wall. I can't stand when people fight like that where they throw nothing but hooks. I can't stand when my kids do that. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like cringy to watch, but I mean, I give her respect. But I don't I don't want to see corruption start creeping into women's boxing because that is the last thing that we need. We worked really hard to get here, and that the funny business and the changes in her body, and we don't need that. We get enough of that from the men. We don't need that in women's boxing.
Did you see the
Hey,
fight?
Coach. Oh, go ahead. I did. I did. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we hear you perfectly.
Okay. I did see it. I felt like the later rounds. What is the individual name? Not Taylor. What was the other one
Chantel.
name? Chantel.
Chantel. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like Chantel was pretty much dragging her. Like I went back and that's another fight I went back to watch, like replay, look at some of the highlights and the clips. And to this day, I'm still scratching my head at how Katie Taylor got that win. I think it was because she was on the home turf. Um, and I have a lot of respect for Katie Taylor. I have a lot of respect for all women boxers, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Chantel won that fight, especially the later rounds. Like she was hitting Katie. There was really nothing that Katie could do. Like there was a time when like she was like holding on. I feel like she was holding on for dear life. Am I wrong?
Yes. That's what I'm
Like
saying.
yeah. Like I don't understand that win. I'm not sure if they're trying to put Katie in this realm of like the Clarissa Shields. I don't get the avenue, because there's other fighters that's better than Katie Taylor. But I will say this though, once that 3 minute, once all of that is once the changes start happening for female boxing, I think Katie Taylor gonna hightail it up out of there. Like I feel like she only got like what, two, maybe three fights left in her anyway. But Coach Amber, you're the guru in this, but you know what I'm saying? Like you in the ring with the fighters and everything, and you've done a lot to put female boxing where it is. So what do you think of what I just said? Because I could be wrong.
No, I agree. I agree. I really felt it should have been the other way. But as far as like what they're trying to do, they're probably trying to get a trilogy. I mean, the fact that they took it back to Ireland, that was kind of a smoke signal. Like, they're gonna run it back, and if it's somewhat close, they're gonna give it to Katie. Give it to Katie, and then we're looking at a trilogy, and I don't like it. Because like I said, there's enough corruption in men's boxing. The last thing I want to see is for it to be in women's boxing. Like we've worked way too hard just to have a spot at the table, and then to be playing games like that. I don't like it. And Katie, she's getting older, and the way her body is changing, it doesn't look natural. And out there in Europe, they be playing games. I just put it like that. They be playing games, and I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I respect everything Katie Taylor's done for the sport, but I don't like the fact that they're gonna try to do the same thing in women's boxing, where they're gonna try to either start, you know, yeah, playing with the fights, playing with the fighters, and trying to squeeze extra dollars out of the fans. Like it's already hard enough to get people to watch women's boxing. You start playing games like that, like you're gonna set us 10 feet backwards, and I don't like it.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's up, Key? What's up, Upper? How y'all doing, Coach Amber? What's the deal,
What up,
y'all?
Dave? What
Hey,
up?
Deem.
Hey, Coach Amber, I wanted to ask you a question before I got on that fight because it was this fight I saw a couple months ago, and I can't remember the girl's name. So can you help me? It was a white girl. I think her name was Hardy, and then she lost to this Puerto Rican girl. But the Puerto Rican girl was amazing, but she was a little older, and I just can't remember their names.
You ain't talking about Cecilia Baracus, is you?
What's her? Say it again, Upper.
You ain't talking about Cecilia Baracus, are you?
No, I don't think that's her name. She's a Puerto Rican girl, had a long ponytail, and she was fighting a white girl. I think her name was Hardy, and it was a rematch they was having. It was on one of these undercards a few months ago, and I'm not sure exactly what her name is.
Well, was it the girl that like she had the grapefruit on her eye?
I think so. The white girl had the grapefruit on her eye at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's that?
It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was such
Yeah.
a good fight, yo.
Yeah.
I can't think
Yeah.
of the girl that won though, but she was known in box. She's not very known in boxing, but I can't think of the Latino girl name that won
You
the
mean
fight. Very
Amanda
pretty girl.
You ain't talking about
Serrano?
Serrano, is you?
Amanda
Serrano, that's
Serrano?
her name. Serrano.
Yeah, she beat the brakes off of Heather Hardy.
Oh
You talking
my
about that
god,
fight?
y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about Amanda Serrano. That's the girl that fought Katie Taylor too. When they had that $1 million
Yeah.
fight. First
Hey,
time
Yeah.
they won $1 million.
Man, Uppers, that fight was amazing to me, and I thought
Oh,
that's
Amanda
something that,
Serrano Serrano's amazing anyway. Do you know her
man,
knockout ratio?
it
Like
was crazy. I because they was talking about it
gets her
prior to her
opposition.
fight.
She gets her opposition up out of there. Amanda Serrano don't play.
Man, and
Like
she
I think
tried
she
her
got the
hardest to
most
get that
knockouts.
girl out of there at the end. And
I think she
the
got like
Babe
the
Hart,
most knockouts in female boxing.
yeah, the Babe Hardy, I think the other girl name was, man, she put up a fight because she was getting dog walked at
You
first.
talking about the 3-minute round fights?
Yeah, this was recent.
3
This
minutes.
was her last fight. It was her last fight because it was an all-out war.
Yeah, they fought for 3-minute rounds. That was a special fight right there. That was the first time we
Man, they
fought
was
for
in
3-minute
there,
rounds.
man. I gotta give the other Babe credit, man. The middle rounds, she ain't just quit. I thought she was gonna go down, and she ain't go down. That's got to be nominee for one of the fights of the year. Me saying all that is to say that Chantel Cameroon, she should have won that fight. That's first of all. She's walking her down at the end of the rounds. All Katie was doing was grabbing, holding on to her, trying to reset. Like, we can't pick and choose when it's okay to. It's a thing called effective aggression. It's a thing called ring generalship. And if the other fighter, we just punished Shakur Stevenson for this. If the other fighter is not fighting back, or you could tell they in survival mode, and the other fighter is getting stronger as the fight is going, how dare y'all give that woman this decision on this fight? It just didn't make sense. And we don't need this for female boxing. We need more fights like like Amanda Serrano. We need more fights like that for women in boxing. Because when I was younger, Upper, can you tell me who was the famous I think her last name was Martin. I think.
That's my quote. Christy Martin. She's the reason I picked up a pair of gloves, man.
Man, Christy Martin. When I was a kid, all my dad used to talk about was Christy Martin. I'm talking about she had the sport popping. Layla Ali had the
The
sport
lady's a
popping.
champ, the coal miner's daughter. Yes,
Oh
sir.
my God. We need that back. I think what really messed up female boxing, and not in a good way, I can't even be mad at it, is that Layla Ali was so dominant that it was like, well, until we find another her, we not gonna really be watching. Like, and that's a shame because from Martin to Layla Ali, we need female boxing. Like, we've always, when boxing has been at its highest, if y'all really go back and think about it, when boxing has been at its highest, when Mike Tyson was out in the 90s and the early 2000s, the Bernard Hopkins era, Roy Jones, you always had a female boxer that was popping also. And we need to get back to that. And the corruption on the female side, like Coach Amber was saying, is unacceptable because there's no room for it with the female boxing.
We worked way too hard. We worked way too hard for that BS. I mean, you can't forget about, Ann Wolf, Layla Ali. A lot of people don't give her a lot of credit because they're like, oh, it was the name. And yeah, it was the name. She did have access to the type of training that these other women did not.
Right.
But the thing about Christy Martin was basically the Oscar De La Hoya of females at the time. She fought everybody.
Yes.
She fought Ann Wolf.
Everybody.
She fought Layla Ali. She fought everybody. She didn't give a damn. If you look up, I believe it was her last fight. Like, she was way past her prime. Like, she was done. And this younger fighter, of course, she beat up on her. But the last 30 seconds of the last round, old girl was shoe shining her. And Christy did not give two fucks. She just sat there and just ate it. Put her arms down and just ate it. And then once the bell rang, the girl hugged her, was like, oh my God, like she couldn't believe it. Like, she just stood there with her hands down and let her, tee off on hooks until the bell rang. Like, Christy Martin, she a real one. She a real one.
But yeah, that fight disgusted me because I was sitting there watching the fight. Chop Shop, bro. Peace and blessings, King. Aquaflex, peace and blessings. That dude named Dave, peace and blessings, King. Melvin Air Podcast, peace and blessings. Before I go on, Key, I know you got to do your intro, your shout outs real quick before I go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It'll work its way in. Go ahead, Upper, because I want to make sure that you get your point across. Because I'm loving this cook. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I always thought that you got to beat the champion. And that fight was for undisputed. Now, Chantel came over there and beat Katie Taylor the first time, and I was surprised about that. But when she came back this time, I seen Katie Taylor getting whooped from pillar to post. She was shoe shining. Them shots was not effective. The girl was walking it down. She was beating Katie down. Katie headbutt through an elbow, busted the girl head with illegal shots, and they didn't even call it. And I was like, okay, the home cooking is in. Plus, if you look at her body, you can tell she's taking performance enhancers. It's not even a secret. You can look at it and see. And I'm like, okay, you're dealing with Eddie Hearn, you know what comes with that. And it's bad that his name is synonymous with cheating. But honestly, I felt like Chantel got done a disservice because she was controlling the fight. She landed the aggressive punches. She had Katie Taylor on survival mode. Like, Katie Taylor wasn't fighting to win. She was fighting to survive. And the way they just sat there and took it from her, took the undisputed title from her. Like, it was a stick up with no gun. They took it. And I was just disgusted with women boxing at that time. And I'm like, we can't have this. We already have it on the male side. We sat there and watched old Shaqy Foster was getting robbed in broad daylight. If he wouldn't have got that knockout, he would have lost his belt. And now we sat there and watched it over there with the Katie Taylor fight. And it's like they always hold her up high and like she's some darling and everything. Like, I feel like her and Amanda Serrano should have been at least a draw. But, hey, it's just it's built different when it's certain fighters. It's like they push certain fighters.
Think about this: the big controversy that happened in when Tank fought, when he had that knockdown round, and the judges literally didn't make it a 10-8 round. They had it 10-9, 10. Like, how?
They had it 10-10, I believe.
It was a 10-10.
I think it was 10-10.
He got knocked down. How? Like, did y'all remember when they asked Tank that question? Like, so Tank, did you know? Did you see the judges' scorecards? And he was like, nah, what you talking about? They judged it a 10-9, 10-10 round. He was like, remember, Tank didn't even look at the announcer. He started looking at his team like, huh? It was a what? So we're doing this too much in boxing. The Hector Luis Garcia. Shout out to what's his name? Lamont Roach. Shout out to Roach.
Lamont didn't win that.
Yeah, that knockdown in that last round, that knockdown was not a knockdown. That was an illegal punch. That is a rabbit punch. You are not allowed to do that.
Hey, look, he cuffed that man in the back of his head.
He cuffed that man in the back of his head, Upper. and threw him down. That is not a knockdown. And then to let that go, because remember, it was a split decision because the last judge had it 117, 111, I believe. So without
I
that
was trying to figure
knockdown,
out what fight. I was trying to figure out what fight was he watching that was 117 to 111.
I don't know, Upper. That we got to talk about that. I don't know what fight he
Upper,
was
did you
watching.
see on the back of his head, on Hector Garcia? Because he's shaved. So did you see on the back of his head he had that knot on the back of his head, like flat out on the back of his head.
Yeah, he
And
got
I was
hit
just
in the back
like,
of the head more than once. He got hit in the back of the head more than once.
Yes.
it
I was
looked
just
like
about to say
an abscess. That's how swollen it was.
So
That's
it's like,
a
what we
shot.
doing in
You
boxing,
can kill
man?
somebody hitting him in the back of the head.
But
That's
as
just
far
fair
as Katie Taylor concerned, we cannot have that. And I'm glad y'all talking about it. I'm glad everybody bringing it up because with female boxing being where it's at, we don't have any room for it to be any controversy on that end. The male boxers, like Coach Amber was saying, it's plentiful. There's a plenty of them. So it's going to be certain stuff that's going to happen when it comes to the male boxing. But the female boxing is basically a smaller community as it is. So when you're not giving the best boxers for an undisputed match, they rightful decision, then you taken away from the sport. And then we wonder, this is why the sport is not the number one like it used to be in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. This is in the 90s, the Mike Tyson era. This is why. Because of stuff like that, y'all.
Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Willie, with the $2 holler. He said Devin Haney outran a cheetah because Bill said so. Hey, I was there, Big Dog. He left that cheetah by 100 paces. And they was running a 1,000-meter dash. He left them in smoke. I told the cheetah, I thought you were going to be the fastest animal in the world on land.
Y'all petty. Man,
Can
but
I say
thank
this
you.
too, y'all? I think the Alyssa Baumgartner thing, I put a cloud over female boxing too, because I hope she's innocent. I don't know what's going
She
on
is
with that.
innocent. She did a hair follicle test, and that
I,
goes
I'm
back.
not I'm not ready to write her off because the whole thing was fishy. I'm
Yeah, the
not
whole thing was fishy.
I'm not ready to put that jacket on her. No,
But
sir.
my point is, Coach Amber, is even that stuff whether it's right or wrong, whether she did or didn't, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just the allegations and that being out there, and she was doing so good, she was putting on for the sport as far as females, getting her name out there. So I want to know from y'all, what we doing with Clarissa Shields? Like, what's next for female boxing? What's next?
I will. You know what? That's a really good question. We'll put a pin in there. Thomas Hill. Thomas, can you hear us?
Oh
Thomas
yeah, my
must be busy.
bad, my bad. I'm away right now. I apologize for that. Yeah, what's going on?
Nothing, King. I just want to make sure everybody get a chance to speak, and I just saw that you popped in. So Dean has a question about Alicia Baumgartner and what's next for. Well, really about what's next for Clarissa Shields. Do you have anything to say with that, Thomas?
With Clarissa Shields in particular, I think if you're gonna claim that you are the woke or whatever it is, the moniker she goes by, then you got to make fights that will be legendary in that right. Everybody know Muhammad Ali for taking the fights, making the fights, talking the talk, and then walking it in the ring. You know, only time that he ever got caught up to is when he had to spend that time away from the sport, and you know the timing and everything was off. And then when he got older, when he was fighting past his like prime, but she needs to fight Shadeja Green. You know, I want to see her fight Shadeja Green, and I think that would be a great fight. As
That's
far
my
as
fight right there. I want that.
The Katie Taylor fight, like Katie Taylor had been awarded 4 victories that she should not have received. She got outboxed in all those victories. And Serrano, there was no draw in that fight. Like Serrano won that fight clearly to me. I don't understand. And going back to what Up said about Ashaki, they were literally telling me that man didn't win not one round in that fight. Like these people that do this type of stuff, it's like this year, I think people really need to take very good inventory of it to make sure that they make the necessary moves going forward. Gloving up should happen in the ring. You should select the gloves, and then they should be put in the box, and they should be kept by the council until they go into the ring and glove up. Second thing, supplementation needs to be the same all the way, no matter what part of the world you stay in. If you fighting, it needs to be governed by the same thing. There should not be things that you can take here that you cannot take over there. Weigh-ins need to happen same day, like they used to do back in the day as well, too, with the glove being done in the ring as well. Those two things need to go back. There need to be a display around that, above that ring that shows counts when it's happening, 10 counts and all that, and it shows that count and the timekeeper counting, so it's in synchronization, so that the ref can't do whatever the fudge he want to do. Refs cannot get in the way of a fight. They can't pull a person off of a fighter when they're in the midst of a fight, unless there's an absolute reason. And then them judges need to be held to a standard of excellence. Like, this is our standard. This is how we judge the fight, and it should not vary from the other two judges by that great a margin. And likewise, the final thing, them sanctioning bodies need to be held to a standard where they make fighters fight the mandatories. Only exception is to unify, and that needs to be the standard going forward. And these people that's fighting for that title, they need to fight amongst the people below them to get that status. And that's what I see. That's what I say. Because that girl Cameron got robbed of that fight. I'm sorry. It was like you said, it was a travesty. There's no way you sitting there play another slow dancing with her and you win the fight. And on top of that, they robbed her of a knockdown. Like, she really got knocked down. If Katie Taylor would have hit her with that punch, they would have called that a knockdown.
Hey, Katie Taylor was hurt when she got knocked down. You see, she couldn't even recover. And they talk about she got tripped up. She was hurt.
She got tripped the same way that fool Boo Boo got tripped. Off that damn punch she took. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yo, I'm sorry. It's like, hey, this year showed some things.
Hey,
man.
Key gonna get at you at that one, Thomas.
Huh? I'm sorry.
I said Key gonna get at you for saying that one.
No boo boo talk. No boo boo talk.
You fought the wrong fight in that fight, man. And
no boo boo talk. No boo boo. I'm done. We're not doing this today.
Okay, we're
not getting down on him.
No
more. I didn't heard enough of the slander. That's it.
We not no more. But for any future fighter going into the ring, do not go in the ring well above your regular weight. Do not do things that is against your style, and definitely stop spitting the damn mouthpiece out. Just say I'm done. I'm just kidding. But anyway, man, that fight with Cameron. That fight with Cameron, man, it's just another sad story about what happens when you go in there and you fight this woman. You gotta expect that, like KO said last night. If it's any close rounds, if there's any swing rounds, they all go into her. Every single one of them go into her. If she do anything that's illegal, she getting away with it. You can't do nothing that's illegal. The only way you beat her is if you spark her out. Because the other reason that you gonna take a loss. The first fight, she really whooped out that girl. Cameron really whooped her, and they had the nerve to call it a split decision. Like, what's really going on? And Frequent Flyer, you can come up in here and get it too.
I've actually seen that done, Frequent Flyer, at least in the amateurs. Not necessarily taking a point away. Well, yeah, I guess it is. Where they, turn around, constantly turning around and running, they'll score it a 10-8, even though there's no knockdown.
That's interesting. That would definitely change the game, but I feel like it'll be harder. It'll be more difficult for because of the grading criteria in boxing. That'll be more difficult to do with pros than amateurs. I can understand why they do it in amateurs though. But I thank you guys. Dean, did that answer your question, King?
Yes, that answered my question. Because, like I said, man, at the end of the day, we need both. You know what I'm saying? Like the USC, they can say whatever they want, but it's a reason why the USC implemented the females on the video game. while they promote their fights and put them on major undercards. We got to start doing the same thing. Prime example, let's say a Gervonta Davis has a major pay-per-view. Put one of the star females that's for a major championship. You ain't got to put them as the co-main, but put them on the fight before the co-main and build the sport that way, because you only know what people is interested in if they get an opportunity to see it. Because that fight with Amanda Serrano and that other girl, that was that was one of the most entertaining fights I have seen this year by far.
Oh yeah, that fight was
At
actually
least top 5 of
that
the
fight.
most entertaining fights this year. They was getting it in.
I
So
like the way you think, Dean, because you know what? You know how Christy Martin made her claim to fame on the Mike Tyson undercard.
on a Mike Tyson, Coach Amber, let me take y'all. It's nostalgia. I'm a young kid, y'all. I think this like my memory is very good, y'all. So I was like 4 or 5 years old, but I remember this because I remember so back so far of Felix Trinidad and De La Hoya fighting, and my uncles and my dad and them in the basement going crazy, and it was so controversial, blah blah blah.
Who
But
did you think won that fight though? Seriously, when you
when
was
I
that
was a
time.
kid, I thought Felix Trinidad won the fight. As a man, I think Oscar won it.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? As a kid, when I first watched it, I thought Felix won it because Felix was hitting them with them flurries at the end, and it was making it look like that as a kid before I was judging it. But as a
Stealing
man,
around.
yeah, he was trying to steal rounds. But as a man, I think Oscar, he won the middle rounds especially. So, but I remember that's how I know about Christy Martin. I remember my dad like, baby, watch her. She gonna knock this girl out. Watch this, baby. Like, and that got me so intrigued into the sport. So you don't know what somebody is going to pick up or what they're going to see until you make it available.
You're right about that. Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you guys for all of y'all input is very like I'm just sitting back listening to the cook. Like this was definitely a great build. I'm gonna go ahead and do my shout outs real quick and then we'll get back to it. So give me 2 seconds, you guys, to shout out everybody that's getting in. Oh, Ronnie Bravo is here. Shout out to Ronnie Bravo. Shout out King. All things as always. Thank you for coming through. Adam Hurley, Cool JC 26. He said Oscar won. So you got a person that's agreeing with you. Deem the Chop Shop. Shout out to you, King. Frequent Flyer. Frequent Flyer. He. How do I say this? Frequent says the things that most people are afraid to say, and Frequent stands on 10 toes. I can give him that. He does. So he causes quite a stir in these YouTube boxing streets. Marquis, shout out to you, King. Thank you for coming through. Queen Ariana, how you doing, Queen? I hope your day is going well. Make sure I got everybody. Big Dog Willie, thank you for the support, King. Brian B. King, the king of the chat. Shout out to you, Calvin Elliott, aka Kawhi, one of my favorite names. Shout out to you, King. Thank you for coming through. Elijah, thank you for coming in, King. It's good to see everybody. Oscar, Aka Flex, shout out to you, King. Nope, we haven't started on it yet. The anime talk, we got into some really good cooking about female boxing. So we are about to segue into that shortly. The Melvin Air podcast. Shout out to you, that dude named Dave. Nice to see you back, King. Definitely a great build with you the other day. If I missed anybody, my apologies. It only goes so far. So you guys, I have a great panel up here. Upper as always. It's good to see you, King. Icon Canadian, thank you for coming through. Also, Pernell Whitaker beat Oscar, but they gave it to Oscar. Yes, I stand on that. I double down on that. Rick Tim, shout out King, one of the kings of the chats, one of the king of these YouTube streets. And we got Thomas Hill, the other. Deem, if you guys don't know, has a amazing podcast. Make sure y'all follow that King, man. He's doing amazing work. His Deem, when you get a chance, drop it in the chat. Deem by any means. I was there day before yesterday. I couldn't hop on because I was at the gym, but that definitely got me through the gym. I think it was Black Truth, Chris Trucker, all of y'all, Claymore Rain, like y'all did y'all thing yesterday. That was a really good build. Can you guys hear me?
I appreciate you, Queen. I really, really appreciate that. I'm just trying to bring something different to these YouTube streets, to these boxing streets. And like I said, man, I want to give a shout out to my guy Fanon Key, because without Fanon, I wouldn't have took it as serious. He was like, Dean, man, you gotta get your content out there. You gotta keep putting stuff out there. People want to hear that perspective. And y'all believe it or not, on my channel, all people been saying, man, Dane, you speaking on stuff people won't speak on, just keep going. So I appreciate that, Key. I appreciate everybody that been supporting me, and I'm going to definitely drop the link for sure.
No problem, no problem. I want to see, one thing about Upper and I, we want to see everybody win, man. It's a lot of money to be made out here, but just not even about the money, just to get out there. And you don't know who's listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't know who's tuning in, where your voice can be, where they can find a place for you, and you can create your own avenue, your own lane. Like, I love to see it. That's why I try to make sure that I get out there and support. I've been telling Coach Amber for the longest, come on, Queen, let's get it done. Because I think Coach Amber could really put a dent into the women's boxing on YouTube. Like she has firsthand experience, she has firsthand knowledge, she knows the ins and outs, she knows the tips, the tricks, you know what I'm saying, the plays, everything. So I'm waiting, Coach Amber. I've been telling you that. I'm waiting. But
My only concern is people know me in real life. That's the only thing
I
I'm concerned
know,
about.
I know. Got to keep it discreet. But let's kick this off, y'all. So we got a great panel up here today. Um,
Yo,
what do y'all want? What's
off,
up, Thomas?
let Dean pop that link in the chat, man, so people can go and check that content out, man.
All right, I'm about to do that. I'm doing that right now, y'all.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
do that, and I'll sub.
I
Good.
appreciate that,
So
y'all. I just put it in the chat.
cool. So let's get this kicking off, man. So speaking of Bernard Hopkins, I think that was Dean that brought up Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins and Ryan Garcia is throwing bows at each other, y'all. Now I knew this was gonna happen. I knew that this was going to happen because a couple months ago, or maybe like a month ago, Bernard Hopkins was making his rounds, talking about he was discussing like who's the face of boxing, who's, well, not face, but like the pound for pound and everything else. And he kept bringing up Tank. I seen this in like 3 interviews, and I was saying that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm in Tank's team, that's the ops. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. He just kept doubling down on it and talking about Tank's ability. So then you have Ryan come out with these recent stories about not being mentally prepared. His head wasn't in the game before he fought Tank. He wasn't taking boxing seriously. We've heard it, right? La di da di da. He wasn't fighting at the correct weight. It was, he's been on his soap opera. Okay, I'm not a fan of it, so I'm saying soap opera. However, Bernard Hopkins and him have been going back and forth, and Ryan basically told him, man, stop speaking on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally the ops. Bernard Hopkins is the ops. And if we all remember, back on that infamous day on April 22nd, 2023, Bernard Hopkins could not get in a ring. I say could not because there was video footage that came out of Bernard Hopkins attempting to get in the ring with Tank and Ryan once the fight ended, but he was denied. However, Bernard Hopkins or Oscar De La Hoya did not show up at the press conference. So my question is Ryan Garcia validated for is he, like is his grievances correct? Is he pointing a finger at the correct people and B Hop and Oscar De La Hoya? Or is this just another way to sell the fight? What's your thoughts, kings and queens? Let's start with Upper. You ain't said nothing, King. What's up? What do you think?
Honestly, he was on the Spit Bucket podcast talking junk about Ryan as well. Like, they was all there for a handout to get the paycheck, right? But when it was all over, they just left that man on the side of the road like trash, though. And like, no, like if you got a fighter that you're supposed to be building up and you do all this after one loss, you just throw him away to the wolves. Like, I didn't respect that. And the reason why Bernard Hopkins couldn't get in the ring because allegedly he tried to rub something on Tank at the press conference that one time. Like, they say he was trying to touch Tank or do something when they had a little argument and stuff. So, he wasn't allowed to get close. But yeah, I feel like Oscar and Bernard dropped the ball. They like Bernard, he's just an yes man for Oscar, and Oscar, he just want to get money so he can get high. We just gonna be honest about the situation. And Ryan, he got a no contact, so Oscar can't contact him. He has to go through his lawyer. So Ryan's trying to get up out of there. He felt like they used him, and also Ryan is not signed to DAZN. he signed to Oscar De La Hoya, but Ryan had to pay a $200,000 penalty because the Zone only sold 200,000 pay-per-views while the PBC sold 1.4 million. And so they was upset because they didn't make so much money, so they was gonna make Oscar pay, but Oscar made Ryan pay the 200,000. Also, while getting 20% of Ryan's money. So you know how that means.
Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Let's go with Thomas Hill. What you got, King? After that, we'll go with Dean and end it with Coach Amber. So Thomas, what you got, King? What do you think about that question?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question to me one more time?
Do you think that Ryan grievance with Bernard Hopkins, because you know they're going back and forth? Ryan is basically saying, "Stop speaking on my name, y'all ain't ish." You know what I'm saying? Like Brian, Ryan Garcia talking big tough to B Hop, and B Hop scratching his head like, "Yo, you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself, pretty much."
You
So,
see,
go ahead, Thomas.
I'm not big on talking big talk on nothing. You let your actions really speak louder than your words. If you have a disagreement with them, you don't believe that they've been supportive in the capacity that they're supposed to be as your representative and somebody that's supposed to further your career, then you do everything to fulfill your contract and then you leave. And I think that's exactly what he should do because I'm not gonna lie, the way they left him out there after that fight, that was telling sign to me. And they just want to make money off of him. And they made much money off of him. I mean, hell, Ryan did well, but so did they. So like he literally owes them nothing but to finish out that contract and then to leave. And that's what he needs to do. And I mean, as far as getting into it with Bernard Hopkins, I don't. You never know what's inside the soul of a person, what's in their spirit, I should say, and how they react and respond to things. And Bernard Hopkins, he dressed like he's a well esteemed person, but he's still gutter. He come from the streets, and I don't know if you want to talk to him because you might be in a place where he's with you. And, he might be lurking and try to do you harm, and you got a viable career ahead of you. So you got to focus on rolling with the people that you want to roll with. And I seen him over there talking more heavily with Floyd Mayweather. If that's the move he's gonna make, then make that move, but do it the right way. I don't believe in running your mouth. I'm not very active on social platforms. I come from an era and a place where you don't talk, so I don't like talking. That's why I say, like, all these people and their fans be talking about what they gonna do, how they fighter gonna do, but they fighter ain't going into the ring and telling them be next. That's where I come from. They showed up in that ring. They showed up at your press conference. They did all these things to let you know that, hey, you fighting him, but you really need to be fighting me. And likewise, I don't believe that you shouldn't be talking over no dang social media because you see what it's doing to Shakur. You see what it have them looking foolish because they say one thing and then do another. So you just walk softly you walk quietly and carry a big stick. Just walk softly, however it go. And that's what he should do. I feel like that's the best way to handle it and just part ways with them because they clearly don't have your best interest in mind. And why entertain them or give them any kind of shine? Let that contract wane out and then you go on about your way. You continue and wish them the best.
All right, I feel you. So basically, Thomas Hill position is, shut up, be quiet. Goddamn it, y'all
Hey,
got y'all money. It's time to be quiet and move on.
that's what my man Nipsey told me.
I feel you with that. Go ahead, Dean. What you got, King?
Man, they both wrong, and they both are two of the biggest hypocrites in boxing. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm from
Facts.
Philly. Bernard Hopkins don't do nothing for Philadelphia fighters.
Facts.
Bernard Hopkins is not beloved in his hometown. What's his name? Sylvester Stallone is more beloved here than Bernard Hopkins is. I want y'all to think
Not
about that.
Rocky. Not Rocky. Don't do that,
Sylvester
Dean.
Stallone is
Oh
more
God.
beloved here in Philadelphia than Bernard Hopkins.
Please,
Bernard
God, no.
Hopkins, Bernard Hopkins was on top of the world and was a champion, and you never seen him do nothing with his execution or brand. He never tried to put on other Philly fighters. Think about all the fighters that come from Philadelphia. You know how many that shit could have been on long time ago if Bernard would have been able to put his stamp on it. You see what Coach Cal and Coach Kenny and them doing in Baltimore, how they bringing up other fighters. You see what they doing? He has never done that here in Philadelphia. Ryan is just a compulsive liar because y'all hear him saying all of this stuff about Tank now. But after the fight, he wasn't saying that. He was trying to take pictures and be nice. His mom was hugging Tank Davis. That's what actually happened. And then he can't be mad at Bernard. How are you mad at Bernard and them for saying they put you in a bad situation when they told you not to fight Tank Davis? Y'all remember after the fight, but Oscar and them was saying we was the one that telling him not to fight Tank. We were saying he wasn't ready for Tank Davis. So it can't be both, my guy. It can't be both. They put you in a bad position, but we gave you credit for calling out Tank and saying, no, you wanted to fight him. Y'all remember that, right? That's why we was like, we was feeling Ryan. At least Ryan had the heart to say, no, I'm going to fight Tank. Now, after you fight Tank, you do what everybody who fights Tank Davis does. They have an excuse about why they lost. That man is the only man in boxing that be having these guys in their feelings this way. Rolly Romero, Hector Luis Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Issa Cruz. Everybody has an excuse about why they lost. Instead of just fighting a man at his weight class and you ain't even got to worry about none of that stuff. It's just I'm tired of that. Every time they lose, but you notice when they fight Tank, and this is why I be on everybody who go against Tank. Say what you want to say about Tank Davis, but none of them complain about their direct deposit. So if you're going to talk trash about, oh, I wasn't ready and I was this and Tank had the advantage. He's the A side. He should. Why should he concede anything to you? That's first of all. You wouldn't concede nothing to him if roles was reversed. But none of y'all complain about your direct deposit. This might be funny to me. If you're not going to complain about the direct deposit, I don't want to hear nothing about why you lost. I don't care. You lost. Did you sign the contract? Did you get the direct deposit? Okay, then that's all we need to talk about. Because unless you're going to give money back or say, you know what, Tank, I'll concede some money if I'm allowed to get, unless you're going to do that, then I don't want to hear nothing that these guys got to say afterwards. Tank done messed up their whole team. Tank by himself done destroyed Golden Boy Promotions.
Good. God
Y'all
damn,
go on.
Coach Amber Queen. So basically, let me get this right. Upper saying basically y'all got y'all money, be quiet. Basically Oscar and B Hop is in a doghouse. Thomas saying shut up, move on, you get your money. Y'all putting y'all foot in y'all mouths. Anybody got time for this? Deem said blame it on Tank. He the one that just wrecked through the whole Golden Boy. So what's up, Coach? What you got for me, Queen?
Okay, the question was Ryan and Bernard. I don't know how Tank got involved, but like as far as is he validated in like his complaints? I've known Ryan. I kind of believe he is. I mean, he had his stuff too. Like once he turned pro, because I've seen him come up through the rankings. Boy was good. You got to understand, he was trained by his daddy. And daddies can only take you so far. Okay, so Joe Guzan is a piece of shit. You win together, you lose together. He left him
no, Coach. No, Coach.
She 100% right about that.
You win together, you lose together. I mean, it is what it is. The way I was trained to be a coach, like, and mind you, I'm an amateur coach. I'm not going to portray myself as a professional. But I've been doing this for 25 years. Unless you have another fighter, which happens all the time at Golden Gloves,
You're a professional.
you'll be like red corner, blue corner, red corner, blue corner. Unless you don't, you have another fighter coming up next, you meet your fighter at the doctor, you walk them back to their family. Win, lose, you stand next to your fighter. So Joe Guzan is a piece of shit for that. Okay, and then Ryan actually really is good, but when he went pro and the Instagram shit, he quit mastering his craft. Like you have to master your craft. Any musician will tell you that. Travis Barker will tell you that. Like you got to keep working. Me as a coach, I keep mastering my craft because the game changes. You can't just be like, "Oh, well, this is what it is." No, you have to change. You have to change with the game because when the game changes, you have to have an answer for it. And one thing I don't know if y'all are aware of, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. I'm looking to confirm, but you know how Ryan has been out here in Dallas and he's been training at the world class boxing gym. Okay,
Yes.
Oscar is supposed to have no contact. Like it's supposed to be through somebody, through the lawyers,
That's
whatever,
what
whatever.
he can't talk to him directly. He has to talk to Ryan Garcia through the lawyers.
Okay, there is a rumor that Oscar tried to show up to world class to see Ryan spar, and Derek James did not let that happen. So, I mean, one that's a private gym. That's not a gym that you can walk in like, "Hey, can I get a membership?" Like, no, that is a private gym, and I'm just gonna leave that there. I ain't gonna say nothing too much about that. And as far as Bernard, Ryan should have told him to shut the fuck up because think about it. When the Tank fight happened and Leonard Ellaby walked in, Bernard was like, "I don't know what he doing here." You don't know because you're not in the loop. So I get why Ryan's telling him to shut up because like you have no control. They just let you think you do. I mean, yeah, I think Ryan's validated. Hell, I think Ryan should sign with Earl.
Now he's about to
Ooh,
start
that was
Logan.
that was a nice one. Well, okay, yeah, Upper Vincent, he's gonna sign with Floyd. So
You know,
basically,
Floyd.
coach.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Key.
Okay. So basically, Coach Amber is saying to hell with all of them. I feel y'all. Now this is where I'm going to state
Devil's
I'm gonna
advocate.
state yes, I'm gonna play my devil's advocate role on this. I see what everybody is coming from. I do. And I think the reason why Dean mentioned Tank was because a lot of it had to do surrounding this whole Tank thing, like that as a team, as a unit. Remember how Kevin Hart said, as a unit, we looked messed up as a unit during that time. They did look messed up. And for Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny to be the ones to welcome Ryan in and be there for him and Tank, for them to be there for him when Goosen, B Hop, or Oscar De La Hoya was not there. So that speaks volumes. So I'm not going to say that his grievances aren't warranted because that's more of an embarrassing factor. But let's talk business because in business, you don't deal with feelings, you deal with logic. I feel as though since this thing has been going on, as we all know, Ryan is in I want to say a 5-year deal, maybe a 4-year deal with Oscar De La Hoya. And this year, I think that was signed back in 2019. So it's really next year that's supposed to be when the contract is up. What Ryan is trying to get him on is breach of contract because in the California law, it's a set number of fights that you're supposed to fulfill. And from my understanding, I could be wrong, but Ryan has fulfilled those fights. Now, what is the best way if the lawyer is coming back saying, and Oscar, the promoter, the CEO, is coming back saying, "Nah, you ain't did that. What are you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? No, I still got you for X amount of fights or X amount of years. Then what is one of the easiest ways to do? You do dog whistles. We've been seeing it for the past couple years. I mean, we've seen it with P. Diddy, with the liquor company. P. Diddy said, what was the dog whistle he used? Racism. We see it with women and CEOs. What do they use? Misogyny. So, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I believe that Ryan is using the dog whistle of lack of promotion. Because let's be honest here, and marketing. Because let's be honest here, with boxing, you need all the promotion you can get. You need all the marketing eyes on you at all times. And so for him to be saying all this stuff about B Hop and Oscar, about them not being there for them, about for him, you have the optics. It was viewed by millions of people across the world. I mean, if you type in the post conference for Tank and Ryan, and you look at those comments, not only are they talking about the performance, but they are really bashing Oscar and B Hop. They were doing that, and I think we can all agree that was the talk of the town for several days after that fight. So boom, there's your optic, there's your story. Not to mention, it was Ryan that was pushing for the fight, but Oscar did not want that fight. He didn't want that fight for the longest. You see what I'm saying? But Oscar walked away very hefty. I mean, he just bought a $21 million home in California. So was it Vegas? All I know was some millions. So shout out to Oscar. He living a life. You know what I'm saying? He's spending that money. Okay. But I feel as though Ryan is doing the dog whistle show right now. You bash them so loud publicly. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it clear. Everybody needs a protagonist and an antagonist, a good and a bad person, right? In the storyline. So you bash this person, Ryan and B Hop persons, excuse me. And so to where people cannot make excuses. And if you try to make excuses, then you're thrown under the bus with them because, oh wow, Ryan is this good looking kid, 25 years old. He loves God. He talks about his mental health, and this is what his trainers do. You know, they pretty much they're painting it like, oh, they took advantage of this poor boy. You get what I'm saying? So he's basically setting a show and he's vilifying them in public to where everybody's going to turn their back. And there are certain things as CEOs, as business people, that you cannot speak on. And if they did try to, B Hop and Ryan, and Oscar really did try to pull receipts out there about Ryan, it will backfire on them. So to be honest with you, I think that the person in the wrong here is B Hop. Be quiet, let this play out in the court system because you don't want this. All you're doing is pumping this guy up for his huge comeback, his redemption tour that I told you that he's on. I told you I've been telling y'all this, and you're going to make it way worse than what it needs to be. He is vilifying you guys, and the public was already turned on you guys on April 22nd, 2023, and it didn't make it. And it didn't. Oscar didn't do himself any favors by making a video saying why they weren't there. Oh, we were being threatened. Oscar, boy, you fought everybody. What do you mean you were being threatened? You threatened who? One hit from you can kill somebody. Your hands are registered. You had security all around you. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You're a multimillionaire. You could have bought out you know what I'm saying? Like you probably had the most money, outside of Floyd that was sitting in there. So you were threatened by who? Nobody likes to hear rich people make excuses. And he basically didn't do himself any favors with that. So in my opinion, from a business perspective, Oscar and B Hop, Oscar's been chilling, but B Hop, don't go back and forth with that boy. He's already being looked at as America's sweetheart, battered and bruised. Nobody was there for him. Poor Ryan. That's the tour. That's my name for his tour. Hashtag poor Ryan. And he's going to continue to vilify you the more you talk. And guess what? If the public continues to scrutinize you and you have to go against the jury of your peers during that court date, who's going to win? They've already dissuaded the argument from y'all. You're basically playing into their hands. So B Hop, I stand with the panel here. Be quiet. Don't say nothing else. However, Ryan, I want to see what you about, brother. In what, 4 days, 4 days? We got to see how you do against Duarte. And that is my
Yes,
take on it.
man.
If anybody got something to say,
I wanted to
go
say this,
ahead.
Ryan, you got to prove key role, Ryan, because I've been telling everybody how good you been, Ryan. Don't make me look bad now.
Now, Upper, you've been holding Ryan down for sure.
I've been holding his ass down. Dr. Mark, peace and blessings. Hey, and everybody in the chat, if y'all get a chance, y'all do me a favor if y'all can. like on my channel, the Upper Echelon Man, I drop some new videos and shorts. Y'all can just go through and just hit the like button on them. You ain't even gotta watch them, but it's good content. But hit the likes on
Definitely.
them. Yeah, hit the likes on it for me so we can push it out there to the algorithm. Because you know I just got this page started, so I need a little help getting out there to the algorithm. If y'all don't mind, thank you.
But yo, my biggest thing with this boxing thing and Upper, I want everybody to hear me. Why I even brought all of that stuff up. Nobody complains about their direct deposit, so I don't want to hear nothing
They don't never
because
complain about
I'm
the bread.
paying.
Oscar and them niggas playing when they got 20%. Ryan made $30 million. And
Ain't
he had to
nobody
pay.
said a word. They
Look,
was smiling about that.
yeah,
And I
they got
pay.
over they got over 6 million from Ryan.
Come on now. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody if you're not going to talk about your direct deposit. Now, at least Teofimo Lopez, when he's sitting up there talking about fights he don't want to take, he talking about the money. Okay, I could kind of feel that, Teofimo. Make it happen. But once
Yeah,
you
they
fight
offered
somebody and you
Oscar
sign
offered
that contract and you
Oscar
say that
offered Teofimo 1.5 million for that fight. Like that was dumb. Like a Ryan Garcia and Teofimo fight, they could do at least 500K. Oscar was trying to basically rob Ryan because you know he was trying to give Tio 1.5 and only trying to give Ryan 2 million. This man
Hey,
coming off 30.
upper, and knockout brought this to my attention. They wasn't trying to give Tio 1.5 million. They said 1.5 stake. And what Tio said 1.5 stake. And what Terrence Crawford was saying about dealing with Bob Arum and all of them is that they'll take 99%, 98% of the pay-per-view, and then you'll get that 1.5 stake. So that's
No,
what he was
bro.
complaining about.
I've already told you how they do the pay-per-view. What they was gonna do, and it wasn't gonna be on Top Rank, it was gonna be on the zone. But what they was gonna
Yeah.
do, they was gonna give him the 1.5 million. And the zone don't operate like Top Rank. Top Rank, you gotta amass over 500,000 pay-per-view buys before you start getting back end money.
Absolutely.
So Manny Pacquiao, like I said before, when he was selling 1.3 and 1.2 million, he was only getting credit for 600,000 and 700,000 because the first 500K is all Top Ranks. And then after you get that first 500K, you only get like 25-30% of the back end. So Manny Pacquiao, he sells 1.3, he get credit for 800,000, right? So 800,000 in pay-per-views, that's like 64 million. And so he only gets 25%. So that's 32, that's 16 million that he's getting on the back end. While they're walking away with 32, 16, 48 million. And
Yeah,
that's
to
how
ask Teofimo to take
and
to
that's how the
ask him to take
corporations do.
1.5 in percentage. Nah, man, like that's crazy. Like
That's why they tried to sue. That's why they wanted to sue Al Haymon because Al Haymon was the promoter's been doing this for years. This is
right.
what the promoter's been doing, and this is the stuff that Rick Glazer's be pushing and all that.
Yep.
Like you have to with Top Rank in places like in DAZN, they don't even really give you a back end because they give you so much up front. But that's why Canelo left because Canelo was getting like 30, 40 million a fight. But if he sell 500 or 600, like he did over 1 million pay-per-view buys with Triple G, right? Triple G got 20 million, Canelo got 30 million. That's 50 million. 1 million pay-per-view buys, that's over $80 million plus the gate. You feel what I'm saying? Like corporations like that, they're robbing the fighters blind. And Al Haymon, that's why they talk about that back end money. Because you rarely get a guarantee. But if you get a guarantee, when you get your back end, they pay it off. Like they gave right now, PBC gave Canelo 100 million guarantee for 3 fights. Before that, they was offering him 100 million for 2 fights when they was trying to get Earl and the Benavidez fight. But now Canelo got 100 million guaranteed, so he's getting 30 to 35 million per fight guaranteed, right? So him and Charlo just did 700,000, right? So him and Charlo just did 700,000. I think Charlo had 8 million guaranteed, right? So Canelo had 35, Charlo had 8. That was 45, let's just say 45 million guaranteed out the window. So they did 700,000 pay-per-views, right? So that's 56 million. Plus they did a 25 million gate, right? So that's 81 million, right? That's 81 million they made. So take away the 45 million in guarantees, right? So now you left with roughly about 35, 36 million left, right? So now Canelo, well, when it's Showtime and them, they get their fees and the undercard and shit. So let's just say another 10 million comes off. So now it's like 26 million left. Canelo and Charlo, well, Canelo probably got the bigger percentage, like 75%, and Charlo probably got like 25%. So off of that, Canelo probably got like 15 million, and Charlo probably got another 6 million left. And that's how that back end works like that. Plus, that's just that money right there. They also get paid in Vegas. You get paid by the MGM or wherever you fought at. You know, they pay you gratuity, they give you the rooms and all that right there. Plus, you get paid from the sponsors that want to put that. But Floyd used to get over 10 million a sponsor that puts something on his trunks. Earl gets about 5 million for everybody on their trunks. So they get paid for the people on their trunks, and then they get paid like DraftKings sponsored it. So DraftKings is also paying them. And see, that's where they make a lot of their money at. So, you know, the Charlos, they had never did pay-per-view before, but you see they was rich already. Like the Charlos was getting paid. Like Jamel Charlo got over $10 million when he fought Brian Castano, just with all the promotions and all the sales and all that. Because Al Haymon makes it where they can get that money like that. And so Oscar, Top Rank, and Bob Arum and them, they was mad because look, you're taking away hundreds of millions of dollars out their pocket by doing it this way. You giving the fighters the money. That's why when fighters get old, they go to the PBC because that's the retirement check. Because and see, that's why Bud, he acted like he's never acted before. This man just cleared 30 million.
Right.
30 million. He just cleared 30 million plus the promotions and all that right there. Bud and Earl, honestly, they probably walked away with about 45, 50 million a piece. With just all that stuff right there tied in, the merchandise, the commissary, all that stuff right there gets tied into it. Like people don't understand how much money is really into boxing. And especially when you have a fight in Vegas. Vegas is the best place to have a fight because you get paid so much by wherever you hosted the fight. Like when you fight in Vegas, you don't have to pay for the venue. Other places you got to pay for the venue, not in Vegas. Vegas pays you if you got a big fight because it's all that money that you bring it into Vegas. Or if Earl fights in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, you know Jerry Jones with that because he's about to make a killing. So, you know, just do peace and blessings, King. So that's why they brought that lawsuit with Al Haymon because Al Haymon basically ruined a good thing for them. But I like the fact that he do it for the boxers now because now the boxers, you know, they just not getting punch drunk and getting all these mental health issues from getting punched in the head. They got their money now. And see, Austin can't go out there and spin the town red like he been doing. And Bob Arum can't trick off with all that money no more because now the boxers are getting their money. And that's why they try so hard not to let a fighter fight a PBC fighter.
Facts.
Unless it's on their platform. Because they know if a fighter fights a PBC fighter on their platform, then they're about to get paid the PBC way. And once a fighter gets that back end, it's a whole lot different. That's what Mikey Garcia said. I see something. Because you know, they put Mikey Garcia on the shelf at Top Rank because he got tired. Like before he fought Earl Spence, Mikey, a 4-division champ, his biggest payday was against Adrian Broner. And that's when he got to the PBC. Before he got to the PBC and fought Adrian Broner, Mikey Garcia never made over $400,000. He fought Adrian Broner. He got paid pretty decently, but he fought Earl Spence, walked away with $17 million. That's what that back end does. I digress.
Well,
Sorry.
no, you're fine.
No.
You're fine. That was a really good breakdown. Thomas, you got something to add, King?
No, Upper just beat me to the punch. I mean, that's the reason why Pitbull only wants to fight Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ryan just was on the grander spectrum because it was a grander audience. But when you face Tank, you get that money. People talk that talk because I'm sorry.
What's crazy? Pitbull only got $600,000 for fighting Tank too, because he was a replacement fighter. He only got $600,000, but before he fought Tank, his biggest payday was $25,000. So he know if he fight Tank now, he gonna get a couple M's.
Yeah, he gonna get, and over where he live, that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. So he know that that's ultimately that's the prize. I mean, you get belts, they shiny, they look good, they spin legacy and all that. But legacy don't feed your family, nor do it shelter it. And I fight Tank, I can feed my family and I can shelter them. And that's why you hear what, like Deem said, like they don't complain about that damn paycheck. They gonna complain about everything else because they looking to get the fight again because they know what the paycheck amounts to. And spot on with what you said, because that's where I was gonna go with it too. With Crawford don't know how to act ever since he got that back end bread. That back end bread is so much more different. And then you got people saying like, well, people need to take this and this and this. Well, under Bob's platform and his system, you don't see the bread. You see that piece of steak that Dean was mentioning of. You don't see the all the back end goes to Bob. All the sponsorship money go to Bob. All that stuff go to Bob. They just get what they signed and agreed to. So that's why people really need to worry about the PBC making moves to go forward, because they get that money, but the fighters do too. And that's why everybody, no matter the nationality, they all say they want to thank Al Haymon. They love Al Haymon. How many times do you hear people say how much they love a black man? That black man got to be doing something really good for them to say that.
Santa Cruz named his son after Al Haymon.
And shout out to the queen.
Leo Santa Cruz's son name is Al Haymon.
Well, I definitely agree. Coach Amber, did you want to say anything, Queen?
No, I was just gonna say he did in fact name his son after Al Haymon. He named him Alan. In Spanish, it would be Alan.
That's a fact. No, that's a fact. That's a birthright. That's something big, especially by their culture. That's something huge, man. You mean to tell me that everything that they try to spin about Al Haymon is true? Nah, not at all. I refuse to believe it. He's the truth, man, with these people. He's setting them up. And then he gives them investment strategies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The man is like complete free.
Not only do he show them the money, he showed them how to make money so they don't have to, like Danny Garcia is rich. And he been investing his money. He got all types of businesses. Jamal Charlo has all types of businesses and houses and real estate. Al Haymon got them boys loaded. And Leo Santa Cruz, he made good money, but he didn't make that type of money until he fought Tank. And once he fought Tank, he had a son and named him Al Haymon after that fight.
Man, y'all gotta understand this, y'all. The last three faces of boxing have all been with Al Haymon, even if they didn't start there. You got Canelo Alvarez, who's with him right now. You have Floyd Mayweather. You got Gervonta Davis. You got Errol Spence. More than likely, Jerron Boots Ennis is probably going to go over there because Showtime's out of there. Then you got Bomb Squad. You got the Charlos. You got David Morrell. You got Terrence Crawford, the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He's not going nowhere else now. After he got that money from Earl, Terrence Crawford is not going to another promotional company. I will pretty much bet my life.
Quit shitting where he eats.
Yeah, like he do need to do that, Coach Amber. He need to chill out. But he been showing up to the events and I guess showing support in that way. So at the end of the day, I know he's not going nowhere though. Like he's not leaving that bag now. So
Ryan Garcia coming.
Ryan Garcia more than likely going to be coming. So that's the problem that they have. That's why you see Bob Arum and them trying to lock hold Shakur Stevenson and certain fighters, because they understand what is happening. Shakur Stevenson, more than likely, is trying to get out of there so he could come over there. Like, he knows what the deal is. You know how they know? Because the main guy that they want to fight is there and they see what he's getting. When it's proof in the pudding, when they see Floyd Mayweather on Jets, they meet these people in real life. When they see Tank and they see the difference, we can say what we want to say. They want their money. I left David Benavidez out. How about I leave David Benavidez out, y'all? Y'all wrong for that, for letting me leave.
Or David Morrell. You're leaving him out.
I said David Morrell. But how about I leave David Benavidez out? So when you got the last three faces of boxing and the number one pound-for-pound fighter signed to this promotional company, then it's a domino effect. Everybody, if they know what's good for him, they need to just go over there. Or unless Bob Arum's get out of his feelings, start doing good business, and actually let Top Rank compete. That could happen if he just come off as Bob, man, you're getting old, man. Let these fighters get their bag.
But see, that's the point. That's what I be saying. Bob Arum, he'd do a cross promotion, but it has to be on Top Rank platform. They not trying to sit there and give away that type of bread. Like Sean Porter, when he fought Terrence
Al's
Crawford,
been known to let him across the street. Al's been
yeah,
known to let him across the street.
yeah, Al don't care. But Bob, he not sending his people over. See, Sean Porter had to go over there to Crawford, and they got that guaranteed bread over there. Because but the messed up thing about it is Sean Porter should have been the A side, honestly, because he just came off a 300,000 pay-per-view with Earl, while Crawford just came off 147,000. But Porter seen that bag, he got it. But they didn't get the back in.
Well, speaking of PBC and Benavidez, let's segue into the second question, Kings and Queens.
Mm-hmm.
So we all been hearing, we've heard that Canelo is in talks with Jaime Munguia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And also, but we also seen what happened on Saturday. We're not going to say who he beat up, but Benavidez did win. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But we've seen that happen. Benavidez have been Canelo's mandatory for 2 years now. These whispers that were last year there were whispers. Now it is roars. For the past 48, 72 hours, it basically every boxing channel is calling and petitioning for Canelo and Benavidez in 2024. However, I got a question to ask the panel and the beautiful chat that's in the building today. My question is, do Canelo, because Benavidez said we need each other, right? We need this fight for, Canelo and Benavidez. Do Canelo need Benavidez for his legacy?
No. Canelo's already locked the stock and already in the barrel. But if he beats Benavidez, that's gonna put him on the all-time list, though. But Canelo, he's already had it. He's really, if you really look at Canelo's resume, he's done beat a lot of quality people. And he's lost twice. He probably should have lost about 4 times, but he got 2 losses on his resume. But Canelo, I feel like he's gonna fight Benavidez. But
I think that'll be his last fight.
But people keep talking that Jaime Munguia fight, right? But they gotta realize Canelo signed to Al Haymon right now. Al Haymon's not about to make no fight with Jaime Munguia and Canelo, because first off, it's gonna be a cross promotional. It's gonna be cross promotional, so he's gonna have to do business over there, and he's not gonna do that when he has fighters over here in PBC that he can make more money off there. The Jamal Charlo fight does more than Jaime Munguia. David Benavidez does more than Jaime Munguia. Hell, even David Morrell would do more than Jaime Munguia. You feel me? Like, Jaime Munguia just got his ass whooped by Sergey Deverchenko. We not gonna act like that didn't happen. The same Sergey Deverchenko that beat Triple G, but he's been getting robbed his whole career. He beat Triple G. He beat Jaime Munguia. And Jamal Charlo had a great fight against. Jamal Charlo is probably the only person that actually put pause on Sergey Deverchenko, because he beat the hell out of Triple G and he beat the shit out of Jaime Munguia. Honestly, respectfully.
That was a perfect analysis. Coach Amber, Queen, I know you want to get in on this. After Coach, we're going to get to Deem. Coach, what's up? What you got, Queen?
I am. Does he need it? It's kind of like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. To his fans, he does not need it. But on the other side of the coin, he kind of does, because if he retires without fighting him, that's kind of gonna be a stain on his draws. Like, I don't know what other way to put it. Like, you did everything but that. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't pass a torch. I mean, Floyd did it for him.
Floyd just called it out.
You know, he's out here.
Just called it out.
I don't want to fight Mexican fighters. I feel like if he doesn't, it will be a and
Wait a minute, Upper. Hold on, Coach Amber, Upper. Everybody
Is
mute.
that her
Somebody's.
mic?
Yeah, that's her mic is rubbing.
Oh, okay.
So Upper, everybody got to mute while Coach Amber is talking. So go ahead, Coach.
was it my mic?
Yes, Queen. Go ahead.
Um, I feel like if he doesn't, a lot of fans are gonna give him a gloss over, you know, and they're gonna let it fly. Um, the hardcore, we're gonna look at him and be like, for real, bro. Like it's gonna be like Riddick Bowe, like you threw it in the trash. Like you have to see that man. Like you have to. And does he need him? I mean, like I said, it's like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. And the way I view art, the art of boxing, you need to see that man. You absolutely do. And even if you lose, so what? You already got 2 losses on your record. Pass the torch. I mean, he wants to say, "Oh, I don't want to fight Mexican fighters, whatever." But if you do pass the torch, if you're that Mexican machisto, wouldn't you want to pass it to another Mexican? I mean, I ain't gonna say he has to see him, but yeah, he has to see him.
Okay, Dean King, what you got on this?
I want to say Canelo has a great resume, but the best 2 fighters you probably faced, you lost to. That's also a fact. I love Shane Mosley. I'm not sure Shane Mosley could beat Demetrius Bivol. I love who else? I'm looking at it right now. I love Caleb Plant. I don't think Caleb Plant could beat Dimitri Bivol. Gennady Golovkin, he'll have a long night against Dimitri Bivol just because I think Dimitri Bivol outboxed the hell out of Triple G. When we talking about you got Sergey Kovalev, that was a great fight by knockout. I like Sergey, but let's be real. My point is, Canelo could either be how LeBron James is right now and go out like that, or you could go out not even like a Michael Jordan, I would say, but like Michael Jordan on the Wizards. Because when you're talking about these other fights that you may take, Jaime Manguia, like he don't deserve it over David Benavidez. Who is you trying to convince? You can't have it looking like you're clearly trying to avoid other fighters. The only person I will give you credit for if you fight without David Benavidez is Dimitri Bivol. You can't escape the #1 guy that's been your mandatory for 2 years, and the whole boxing world been saying his name for 2 years now for you to fight this man. And then the other guy you lost to. So you can't skip them and then go to Jaime Munguia. It looks like you're ducking. You can have one of the best resumes out there. 2 things could be true. And it also can look like you're trying to avoid David Benavidez. That could be true too. We can't allow that though. Canelo, you're 33 years old. You're not 35, 36, 37. And let's be real. You built I don't want to hear the Mexican excuse. Literally, your first 30 fights are basically against all Mexicans. So what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand where he's coming from with any of that. Like, bro, like, like your first 35, 40 fights in your career, like at least 30 of them was like Mexicans. You understand that, right? So now it looked like you're making another excuse tonight to not fight David Benavidez. Give the people what you want. I mean, what we want. And it's not even like he's not even in a good position to fight you. Who else is higher than David Benavidez? So what you going to do? Let David Benavidez go knock out Jaime Munguia and this the biggest thing, yo. I've been waiting to save this. Canelo said, his words, not mine. How about him and Boo Boo fight each other and then I'll fight the winner? I don't give a y'all know what he said after that. Can I hold you to that, sir? You did say that, right? Now that he did that, you can't be like Jaime Munguia. That's all.
Okay. So upper echelon saying, nah, they really don't need each other, but um, his record is already solidified. Coach Amber's like, do it for the people. Dean saying, do it for the people and the cause. And we holding you to your words. Thomas Hill, what you got, King?
Is it necessary for his legacy? Nah, his legacy already cemented. In fact, there are some people who call him the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. I don't hold that opinion, but he is definitely top three, maybe top five for sure. He's definitely top five. That being said, the fight he needs to make, because first and foremost, the last fights have not been against people at his current division. They've been against people either above or below. You're not that much of a threat to that crown that he has on that Canelo Alvarez symbol that he likes, saying undisputed. See, that's the reason why he doesn't want to fight Bivol for his titles, because Bivol can take his titles and can take that crown and that legitimacy. And you know what? When you in this game, just like in the game of life, you're gonna take some L's, but it's how you pick yourself back up. Now he done took a couple of L's, no doubt, and he should have taken more. And not a doubt either. But I honestly don't feel that he's afraid to fight Benavidez, and I know that that fight probably will be his last because it will make him the most money. That Benavidez performance recently will help guarantee that even more, because now people will start crying out for it. And unlike any other fan base, like they have the fan base of their people, but they also got people that's not of their fan base, that are from different cultures who rock with him. I rock with Canelo. I just don't like that he doesn't fight the people he should be fighting. I rock with Benavidez. So, I'm going to watch that fight. I'm going to tune in because I know it's going to be a good fight for as long as it lasts. That being said, I think that somehow, some way, he tries to squeeze in that Maul fight, and I don't want to see that because I don't think Maul is quite ready for that. But the next fight, without doubt, should be Benavidez. It should not be anybody else. And I think that the governing bodies should push for that fight so that there's no way he can go up out of there. And they should not allow for him to try to jump out of the weight class and try to get another fight. Make that fight happen. And then after that, you do whatever for your last fight. You go out with whomever you want, because you would have given us Benavidez. So I think that it's not absolutely attainable for his legacy. I think his legacy is cemented. Would it look good beating Benavidez? Yes, it's gonna look good beating Benavidez because he is quote unquote the Mexican monster, the indestructible force. I do know one thing. I heard Benavidez punch and I heard Canelo punch, and that punch just sounds and feels a lot different coming from Canelo. And if he can't stop Canelo from hitting him, it's gonna be pretty tough for him to beat him, because Canelo can take a punch. And I don't know how he does well with pressure, because Bivol kind of put somewhat pressure on him, but I think Bivol stopped his timing, and that frustrated him. So, I think the fight is just necessary for the fact that he earned the fight, and you're the champion. You earned the position to defend your title against those who earned it. So that fight needs to be made, not for legacy, but for the benefit of the sport, for the benefit of boxing, for benefit of boxing going in the right direction, and likewise for him to get his bread, because he's gonna get his bread off of that thing.
Thomas, can I say this, bro? My biggest thing, bro, about this is for legacy. The reason why I say he does need it, because last time I checked, they called David Benavidez the Mexican monster, and I don't see nobody beating David Benavidez no time soon unless it's David Morrell. But I'm feeling like if Benavidez fights Canelo, I think Benavidez is moving up immediately, where he gonna go on to dominate 175. He gonna go on to dominate cruiserweight. So, because I definitely don't see nobody in those divisions beating him, especially if he could actually put that weight on and beat a Mexican. Like you think he a lot to deal with now. Can you imagine if he don't got to worry about cutting super amount of weight and he could really come in himself? I don't know, because he's already a naturally bigger man. His body can handle that type of weight. But what if Benavidez goes undefeated for the rest of his career? He goes undefeated. Or let's say he only loses to David Morrell, but he ain't duck no smoke. Are you gonna go down as the greatest Mexican ever? Or will David Benavidez get put above you? These are things you need to think about because you know the asterisk everybody's going to be able to say when y'all was both in your prime and you was young enough, because 33 is not that old for a fighter. It's old, but it ain't that old. We just saw Terrence Crawford, who's basically 36. And we've been seeing Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo when he was 36 or 37. So when you want to fight these guys, David Benavidez is always going to be able to say, you didn't fight me when you could have. And then I went on to dominate the same way you did, if not better than you did. So are you the greatest Mexican fighter ever? We got to see, because that is the
And
monster.
yeah, and to add to that too, because let's face it, not too many people is going to reach Canelo's record, 60-2. Canelo been fighting since, you know what I'm saying, he was 7 months old. You know what I'm saying? Canelo came out the womb throwing. You feel me? So Benavidez will eclipse that with lesser fights. That's something to really talk about too. That's interesting. The reason why I brought this up, um, the reason why I brought that up, that question, because I thought that was very interesting of Benavidez to say that they need each other. And if you guys remember on the Showtime Access with Benavidez and Boo Boo, um, a Mexican Hall of Famer called Benavidez, I forget his name. And also, there's been a lot of chatter, from what I'm understanding, of Mexican Hall of Famers basically riding this Benavidez wave. They pretty much abandoned Canelo. They're not really, they like Canelo, but they are really supporting and backing Benavidez. Hold on, Coach Amber. Let me mute. Go ahead.
No, the dude you're thinking of is Juan Manuel Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
That's who
Yes.
you're thinking.
Yes, well, Marquez and it's been a few others that have backed Benavidez, right? And so when Dean made the point of, you know, about Benavidez going to have to maybe go around him and do his own thing and create his own legacy, I feel as though, because one thing I could say about Hispanic fighters, especially Mexican fighters, when they get behind you, they get behind you. And they don't throw their hat behind every Hispanic fighter. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, they don't. You have to really bring it. That's why Ryan Garcia is getting so much crap from them, okay? Not a lot of them threw their hat behind Ryan Garcia before or after Tank fight. He's going to have to do a lot to get them to come on back to the, you know what I'm saying, to his side. But with Benavidez, he already got that support. You know what I'm saying? When you can get Marquez to call you and say, go ahead, destroy, do what you do, and they're calling for Benavidez to fight Canelo, and some of them have already picked Benavidez to fight him, I feel as though his legacy is already cemented because that's huge. That's like a stamp of approval in a way.
Hey,
So in
King,
my yes.
I wanted to say, we keep this in mind too, y'all. Like, think about this. Why I said they need each other. Thomas, Upper, Coach Amber, Chief. I need y'all to think about this because I don't know if everybody, when you think about it, like, damn, like, yeah, that's going to happen. David Benavidez is 26 years old. Let's say Canelo don't fight him and he retire in 4 years. David Benavidez is 30, 31 years old, right? Imagine how much more David Benavidez is going to accomplish in just that 4 year span. So who is the Mexican fan base going to get behind? He'll wind up being the face of boxing. So he doesn't, like, they do need each other because David don't need him. David just got to wait on his time. Look how much support he gets, like he was just saying, right now at this moment. Could you imagine 4 years from now and he keep continue to knock people out and he's really the monster? Then he'll only be 30 years old. Canelo will be retired. Then guess what? Who you think the Mexican fan base gonna be behind then? Now he's Mr. $1 million pay-per-view, 700,000, 600,000. But he's not gonna have the asterisk that he didn't want to fight you.
But
Yeah,
the
they're
thing
gonna
is,
have to go to
okay,
somebody. Go ahead.
yeah, but no, but see, Dean, this where I'm going with it, right? In my opinion, even if they weren't, were not to fight, drop the belts, Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That's number one because you can't. we're not about to keep holding up this division. The person that he does need to fight is Benavidez or leave the belts alone. The thing where I'm at with it is I don't think that either one of them need each other. This is just a money fight. Let's be like technical, because at the end of the day, the casual
Bingo.
fan and the casual fan is are really gonna say, who's gonna be king? Canelo. Let me tell y'all something. This Benavidez and Canelo talk has not put a dent in Canelo selling. They've been talking about Benavidez for 2 years. The man just came off of a 750,000 pay-per-view. Ain't that still Canelo still gonna keep rolling with the punches. He don't care. He's been here for a very long time. And I think he sees it the way I see it. Like, okay, and I want him to fight it, of course. This is just a big money fight. But whether he win or lose, it ain't gonna do nothing to his legacy because it's Canelo. He's gonna go down, whether it's tomorrow, if he was to quit tomorrow, or if it was to be in 2025, he will go down as one of the greatest to ever do it, period. Not just Mexican, but period. What's up, Thomas? What you got for me,
So,
King?
like, all right, I agree what Dean says too. I agree. I think two things can be right at the same time. I do agree that Benavidez ain't got much time left at that division. He's clearly draining down to make these fights and to fight. He's just good enough to do it. And there hasn't been nobody like Morrell in front of him. You can't do that against a Morrell. You got to be at your strength, at your strongest. Hold on for a second. I'll let some.
I just think that I want to see it. It'll be a huge fight, but I don't believe that they need each other, y'all. Like, I feel as though Benavidez has already cemented his legacy, or his ongoing legacy, where he's going. And Canelo was Canelo. I can walk outside right now and ask 10 people if they know Canelo. 8 out of 10 is going to say yes. I could ask those same 10 people, have you heard of David Benavidez? And 3 out of 10 will say yes. I guarantee it. It's not going to
That's
put a
true.
dent.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's not going to put a dent um on his legacy moving forward. He's already cemented. So to be honest with you, I get why Canelo was playing the cat and mouse game with David Benavidez. Like, oh, you want to catch me? Keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? And while you're doing this, I'm gonna keep selling out over here. I'm gonna make this business move over here. You know, and we got to be careful because I don't want this to be an Errol Spence and Bud Crawford thing where Earl chased after Bud for so long and did everything and got all those belts, man, and did all that just to go down like that. Like, I don't, because y'all keep saying, I keep hearing people saying that Benavidez is going to walk through Canelo. And me and Deem argued about this a few days ago where we were opposing on those views. I said, yo, y'all count Canelo out for what? I think Canelo will drop him and pull it off. I could see that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want it to be a situation where David then been after this man for 2 years, finally get him, and you know what I'm saying, teacher shows up to spank the student. But
But
go
Key,
ahead, Dean.
the biggest thing is, Key, he's not Earl Spence. He's 26 years old though. He's like, for David Benavidez, think about it. Devin Haney just turned 25, and we see how. Do you understand? David Benavidez and Shakur Stevenson are the same age. David Benavidez is not going nowhere for the next decade. He's here. And the Mexican fan base, as you were saying, Key, as Coach Amber was saying, they already getting behind David Benavidez. They already doing it. It's already starting. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better from here. And the years that go by, Canelo chances get worse and worse and worse of beating him. He hasn't entered his prime. You don't enter your prime. He's just entering, like at the tip of it. Think about it. When David Benavidez is 29 years old.
Hold on, wait. Dean, mute real quick. I'm gonna mute. Go ahead, Coach.
David could lose to Canelo as long as he doesn't get knocked out and become a superstar. Just like how he did off of Floyd. And that's why I look at Canelo sideways. Like, somebody gave you a shot. Floyd gave you a shot. And you lost and you skyrocketed. And your whole, I love my Mexican brethren. And why would you not give it to your own? Why would you not? I'm just saying. Win, lose. If you beat him, great. Because let's not act like David isn't going up against a metahuman, because that's what it is. If he beats you, well, shit, then that's great. But even if he loses, why would you not? Like you say, you love Mexico so much, you love Mexicans so much. Why would you not give your own a shot? That's why I look at Canelo sideways. You talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Got
I ain't
it.
think of it like that. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I say a lot of things can be true at the same time. What Deem's saying is right because, like, in order for them to make the most money right now, there's no other fight that Canelo can make right now. Maybe with the exception of Earl Spence, if Earl comes back and beats Crawford, vindicates that. Than he can with Benavidez because of the hype that's around or surrounding Benavidez right now. So yeah, from a money standpoint, they definitely need each other to make the most money they could possibly make in the match. Does he need them to make his resume legit? That's not too much of a big deal, I don't believe, but it would look so much better on his resume coming from his own people because they don't duck smoke. They run to smoke. And that's why they're getting behind Benavidez because they feel like he's not ducking smoke. But there is a certain individual by Morrell that he doesn't seem to want to fight.
Facts.
So
Facts.
we can't just like gloss over that. And then like Amber said, and Coach Amber said, like somebody gave you a shot, bro. You wasn't this star. You was just somebody on the come up. And then you fought Mayweather. And they gave you some rounds that you didn't deserve, and it looked like you was closer in the fight than what it really was, and you became
12
a star.
rounds.
You know what I'm saying? And you definitely deserve that right now. Now, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he can't beat Benavidez. In fact, I'm of the opposite opine. I believe that he will beat David Benavidez. Whether that factors into him not wanting to stop his shine or not, I'm not sure. But I do believe, like Nick J said, I don't think he wants this man to shine at his expense in case he do beat me. Can he lose to Canelo and still be a star? Hell yeah. Because I don't believe he fighting at his weight
Canelo
class.
lost to Floyd. You know, Canelo lost to Floyd, and that's his biggest fight.
Yeah. Upper. My thing is, big bro, is it's already started with David Benavidez. It's a train that's going and is not stopping. It's a train that's going and is not stopping. So whether he fights him or don't fight him not fighting him does nothing but enhance David Benavidez's career. Because like I said, the guy is 26 years old, man. Let's just say, y'all remember when Floyd was dominating him, selling all the pay-per-views. None of us, we all wondered. We seen Canelo come, and we all wondered, after Canelo, who's going to, we couldn't see nobody getting that big. And then Gervonta Davis was doing what he was doing slowly but surely. And then
I always thought Earl was going to get that big, but
I
Earl,
did too. Upper. I thought, I'm so
Earl,
glad you said that.
Out.
I thought Earl was
Floyd
going
gave
to be
Earl the push.
Yes. I really thought Earl was going to be that, which he kind
Earl's
of
still
still
big
was.
time though.
Yeah,
Earl's still big time right now.
Yeah, he's still big time because Earl was doing amazing pay-per-views. But what I mean is, remember, it started inching with Gervonta, like slowly but surely. And then it just became an avalanche. And I see that happening now with David Benavidez. Y'all got to understand, don't think about David Benavidez how you thought about him a couple weeks ago. Think about what the Mexican fan base is thinking to themselves today, right now. After that performance,
yeah, they all call
No, that's why I said the only reason why to fight it because it would be a big fight. But the thing is, this is how I'm looking at it. Like playing devil's advocate for Canelo. Do I think that they're gonna fight? Yes, I do. Do I want this fight? Absolutely. That is my number one desired fight right now. Is Canelo versus Benavidez 2024 or at least 2025. I want that fight. But we have to be like for people to, just be throwing out, oh, he's ducking him or, all of this, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like for Canelo, if I'm in Canelo's shoes, it's go ahead, Upper.
I was about to say, I feel like Benavidez is about to take 2 L's back to back though, for real. Because I feel like he's gonna get the Canelo fight, and Canelo gonna be too much for him. And after that, he's gonna go against Morrell after that. And I feel like he's gonna get him back to back.
That'll be a tough back to back right there, man.
I don't know why
You
he
know,
would fight Morrell after that.
Run it back. If he beat Canelo, he gonna run it back.
he ain't gonna beat Canelo.
Yeah, I don't see.
It's like Terminator. Skeleton skin. I mean, the skeleton, steel skeleton. It's not fair. It's not fair, and I hate that we accept that, and we know that.
Yeah, we know it.
I'm gonna just say this. Y'all know how I feel. I don't see how Canelo. I see how Canelo beats him because I love boxing and I seen what Canelo did with Jamil. I see how he beats him. I just don't think that's going to happen because I got that much respect for David Benavidez. I don't think he's going to be able. First of all, I think David Benavidez is going to be able to withstand what he takes.
I think Benavidez is gonna try to go to Canelo body and he's gonna get clipped. Canelo don't
Well-
throw no small punches.
Well, what I will say is I'm gonna go with the guy that they got basically the same fighting style. Certain attributes is different between each other, but Benavidez is bigger, he's faster, he's stronger. And
He's not
Benavidez,
Benavidez is not hit hard no damn Canelo, bro.
what I mean is, Canelo lasts how many fights? He hasn't been knocking people out with one punch knockouts or none of that.
Canelo's last fight, that was a rejuvenated Canelo last fight. It's like he
remember,
been chilling.
Upper, I told you that. I felt that way, but let's keep the facts is the facts. He ain't been just knocking everybody out and getting them out there. David Benavidez stopped shout out to Key, stopped one of the best middleweights we had that people thought was also a boogeyman himself.
But you
And
know
put him
something?
down before the sixth
But hold on,
round.
Dean. But then when we say that, we go back and look at Boo Boo's resume. His best 2 wins, he got split decisions with, were B class fighters that got ran through by other people. We was hyped off his mystique. We was hyped off his mystique.
Okay, but then my thing is, look at Caleb Plant.
Oh,
He
don't
beat Caleb Plant worse than Canelo did. So
Canelo stopped Caleb Plant. Benavidez did.
He stopped him. But what I mean is, once Benavidez figured out, put it like this. If Benavidez would have been able, because I thought he also learned something in Canelo fight that helped him with this last fight. He was getting his ass whipped them first 6 rounds. Okay. But I think he figured it out about fighting a fighter like that, and is why it didn't work with Boo Boo. So I got to give him growing pains when it comes to the Caleb Plant fight. If he would have had that game plan that he had from the 6th round on, it wouldn't have made it to 6 rounds. Caleb Plant was doing everything he could to not go down because he was going down. If that fight lasts another 2 minutes, he's going down. So my thing is, but he didn't. Upper, I agree with you, but he didn't. But my thing is, I see how Canelo could beat him. If Canelo could come out rejuvenated in the whole 9, but I don't think Canelo has faced nothing like David neither. That's a lot to deal with.
I think Sergio Kovalev a bigger hitter.
But he's not a bigger boxer. He's not leaning on you the way that Benavidez is. He don't have, and Benavidez don't get credit for his footwork. Benavidez only
don't have great footwork, bro. His footwork is not great.
But hold on, Upper. He didn't show you something against Boo Boo. Boo Boo got some of the best footwork at the division. But
yeah, you saying that, but did Boo Boo use his footwork, or did Boo Boo come out there? Did Boo Boo come out there like a reckless individual trying to damn motherfucking fight fire with fire? He wasn't doing none of that.
But this is the thing you got to realize about David. He's such a big man. He can close the distance quicker than most boxers can. He don't have to take a lot of steps to get close to you. He got a long reach, 75 inches. He got 75
When have you
and
seen
a half.
Canelo backed up? When have you seen somebody back Canelo up?
I seen Dimitri Bivol almost decapitate the man in the.
No, he was walking Bivol down.
Yeah, he didn't back. I don't think Bivol backed him up. He just.
Bivol had multiple times in that fight where Canelo was on the ropes and he was just teeing off on him. He couldn't back Bivol up neither.
Canelo was trying to get him to engage. Because when he didn't engage, Canelo walked him down off the rope.
What I mean is, if that is David Benavidez, he don't even get out of that. Because remember, Bivol was hitting me with everything, and then he was take a break, like back up, like, oh, you ain't go nowhere?
Bro,
or are we going to reset?
Canelo got one of the best.
David Benavidez is not going to, if David Benavidez gets him in that position, he's not allowing you to reset and do all of this. He's going to what?
But you
Oh,
got to realize Canelo's going to be throwing too, bro. Canelo throws hard, bro. What you mean? Bivol said he felt it for 2 months.
that's all good, and he still lost. My thing is, when you talking about the guy who's bigger, you talking about the guy where if Canelo is stronger, he's not that much stronger than what David is going to be throwing. He's going to just be walking through this. So, and
Name a
David's
fighter
going to
that he
keep him
didn't
at
walk
the end
through.
of that punch. David's
Name
going
a
to keep
fighter
him at
that
the end of
Canelo
that
didn't
punch.
walk.
And
Look,
this is
name a fighter that Canelo did not walk through. That he
you
wasn't
said
walking
name a
through that
fight.
punch.
He didn't walk through Floyd Mayweather's. He didn't walk through Dimitri Bivol.
Bro, he was walking Dimitri Bivol down. Dimitri
Now, I
Bivol
will
kept
say-
using his footwork.
He ain't walked through Triple G.
He
I
ain't
will
walked
say-
through. He ain't just walked through
Triple
Triple
G
G.
was
I
a different
forgot about
story.
that.
No, Triple G was a different story. Triple G was that dude, and that's why Canelo got caught with that substance because he knew what he had to do to fight Triple G. But since since Canelo has been clenbuteroled up, people ain't been doing that.
My thing is, Upper, I seen him against Triple G 3 times. I seen him against Bivol. I seen him against Floyd. David Benavidez is a animal, man. This is
Bro,
a
David Benavidez
6'2".
get stopped, bro. We'll see when
No.
they get the fight. We'll
No.
see when they get the fight because you're not understanding. He's gonna bust them.
No.
Okay.
Because my
Hold-
thing is,
hold
how
on,
do
y'all.
you do it? We haven't seen that from David Benavidez.
Okay, bro.
We seen Caleb Plant put on a performance
Canelo's
against
done
David
fought every type of
Benavidez.
look. I'm not even a Canelo fan, but you got me defending him. He fights every style of fighter. David Benavidez is not good enough to beat Canelo. He's gonna get caught with one of them shots because he don't. First off, he don't set his feet when he throw his punches. He be squared up when he throws punches. When he throw all them bunches and punches, his feet don't be squared. I mean, his feet be squared. They don't be perpendicular the way they're supposed to be. So if you hit between punches, you will knock him off his pivot. That's the same thing Ronald Graville did because he was throwing them bunches of punches, and Canelo will throw punches in between. The man dropped his hands when Charlo hit him with a pull counter and start walking him down.
Yeah, but
And Nick
Dimitri
J,
Bivol, I mean,
Nick J,
but they-
I love you, but Morrell stops Benavidez, and I'm sorry, but that's why
yeah, I
he running
think
from
Morrell stops him too. But my thing
And
is, when you
Canelo
talk
be
about
turning
David,
too to take some of the steam off those punches too when he get
yeah,
caught.
like David Benavidez, he's not. I've seen Canelo get tired. David Benavidez ain't a guy you get tired. I seen Canelo whole body be red at one point in time. When he was fighting Dimitri Bivol, that man was turning red in there. That's his nickname too, and that's exactly what he was looking like in there. So you're not going to tell me that Dimitri Bivol could have that amount of success versus Canelo, aging Canelo at that. Canelo, by the time how Canelo's acting, they're not going to fight till he's 35. So no, and then you mean a 28-year-old David Benavidez? I don't see it.
Like I said, we're not gonna get the point across. Like I said, when they fight, we'll see. Me and you can have a personal bet on that one. I'm telling you, he's gonna stop the
Say
man.
no more. I'm taking
Well,
all bets.
Hold on,
Yeah.
y'all. I just want to ask a quick question real quick.
Hey, Ricky.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Yeah, y'all remember when Jamel Charlo first got the fight with Canelo and Maul went live? Didn't Jamal say that it was a 3-fight deal or something like that? Like Canelo had to fight his brother, then he said he was next, and then
It's Jamal
Benavidez was
Charlo,
last, right?
Charlo and Benavidez.
Yeah, but Maul's supposed to be next, and then Benavidez last.
No, they're gonna make.
That's
They're not gonna make
according to what Jamal said, because Jamal said he was next.
Listen, they're
Sorry.
not gonna make Jamal next because Jamal is not right yet, bro. That fight don't do it yet. They probably gonna do Jamal versus Caleb before they do him against Canelo. Like Jamal is not ready to get in the ring with a Canelo Alvarez right now. Like I told everybody before the fight started, I said he's gonna beat Jose with just a jab, and he did because I know his jab is spectacular, and that's what he did. But Maul, I still see him another fight or two before he gets back. You know, when you ain't in the ring, where you lose a lot. Yeah, Nick J, that's my favorite fight, David versus David.
You think they gonna give him that pleasure though? Upper echelon, you think they gonna give him that pleasure to get himself together rather than just do him dirty and throw him in there with Canelo? Because I think they probably rather
they would. If they want to
the
make
powers
the money,
that be gonna want Canelo to win, right?
No, but they want the fight to sell. The fight to sell more if Jamal beats Caleb Plant.
Oh yeah, you right.
because that was the fight everybody was clamoring for at 160, but Canelo dropped the belt and Jamal got his belt by vicariously. So they've been wanting that. They didn't want the Mayo fight, but Mayo hopped in and got him a quick fight in. Because Earl had lost. So since Earl had lost, that messed up the 3-fight deal because they was building Earl versus Canelo.
Canelo said he wasn't gonna fight Earl though.
No, he didn't. That was a $2 million pay-per-view fight. They had been planning it.
When did he say that?
He said he won't fight. He turned it down.
No, that was at a catch weight, bro.
When did he
Canelo
say
said he wasn't coming to 164 to fight Earl. That's what he said. Because they had a 2-fight deal, $45 million for Benavidez and $55 million for Earl. It was a 2-fight deal for $100 million. Canelo turned it down with the DAZN for the 3-fight, $80 million.
Yeah.
Then he came back and signed the 3-fight deal. But Earl lost to Crawford, so it was a wrap.
Well, where you get that from? That it was at a catch weight though, because Earl was
Yeah,
talking
it was
about
164.
it was
Yeah, it
164.
was 164. Yeah.
Let's
Hey,
welcome.
let me jump in.
Go ahead, Rick.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna fall back real quick.
All right, Frequent. Nice. Thank you for coming up.
No doubt.
Rick, welcome to the panel. I got to introduce you. Shout out to one of the kings of these YouTube street boxing, man. Shout out to Rick, man. What's up?
What's up? What's up with it, Key? Everybody on the panel in the chat. Hey, man, I just briefly jumped up here to tag team with Dean on this Canelo and Benavidez chatter. Canelo just watched David Benavidez annihilate another dude he been running from. Real full-fledged warriors in this sport, they want their get back. Canelo didn't want that get back against Bivol. I mean, he avoided the man at 175. The man say, hey, fuck it, I'll come down to 168 and put your belts on the line. Canelo declined. The dude is a manufactured type of superstar to me. I mean, it's gotten to the point, yeah, he done faced some quality competition over the years, but lately it's been all a masquerade. I mean, they done pull the wool over the boxing base's eyes, and they've force-fed us this so-called superstar that is not taking the top-notch, opponents. Now, he just watched Benavidez slaughter somebody that he been running from. He been running from both of them, and Dean and Upper, the rate of Benavidez's motor, his relentless pressure, his non-stop coming forward, mistakes and all. He erases a lot of his mistakes by just his sheer pressure. And Canelo seemed like he don't want to deal with that. The dude only 33 years old, but the dude is pushing 500 rounds of professional boxing. Man, that's a lot of goddamn mileage that he's put out. So Canelo have slowed somewhat, and both of the Davis, Benavidez and Morales, they getting better. And this dude here is a cinnamon duck to me, dog. It's now or never. He didn't lollygag. He didn't let David Benavidez get better and better and better. And now he got this monster hoovering over his ass, and he has nowhere else to go. The sharks are circling. No, we don't want to see no Munguia. We don't want to see no Jamal. It must be real 168 pounders from here on out for Canelo. Hell, even for Benavidez too, because he too have been able to get by on fighting smaller dudes. And
He's trying to call out Maul too.
Yeah, and shit.
While Morrell's sitting right there calling this man out, he don't hear Morrell talking.
9-0, 8 knockouts. Morrell is the real deal. What Morrell?
He been a WBA champ since his fourth fight.
He said he would.
He became
Yes, sir. He did.
he was
became
interim after that third fight.
then he became
Yeah.
the WBA. He became the WBA world champion his fourth fight.
So,
And he,
dude, what he went like 135-2 in his amateur career. The dude is for real. And Canelo and Benavidez, both of them gonna eventually have to see that young man. And Benavidez say he wants to smoke.
Well,
Canelo,
like, does he have to see?
I don't see Canelo fighting Morrell. But I feel like Canelo will fight Benavidez this year coming up. I feel like he's gonna fight Benavidez. And all I'm saying is I feel like Canelo, if he's juiced up, he's gonna be a little bit too much for Benavidez. That Canelo that was in there with Maul, he had energy for days.
What do you think?
Like he was like
shit,
he was like Pacquiao versus Thurman. You remember how Pacquiao looked?
Yeah, shit, he didn't have to do much against Mel. That's shit. Mel didn't come there to fight. Hell, Canelo had a sparring match. He didn't have to press on the gas. He didn't have to adjust nothing. He will have to adjust against both of the Davids. Man, Canelo.
Well, he already
man,
said
the dude.
Canelo ain't gonna never fight Morrell. He'll fight Benavidez. He's not getting there with Morrell.
A metahuman, like a superhuman, and that's not fair, and I don't like it.
You said what, Coach Amber?
Both Davids will have to fight a metahuman, superhuman, and that's not fair. That's not fair.
Well, you know, they call him the face of boxing, so he's allowed to get away with stuff like that. So, you know, now it's not fair, but they let him get away with it. And people don't realize how much stronger and bigger and faster that stuff does for you, Coach Amber. Like that thing is like, it's like if you ever watch Dragon Ball Z, it's like going Super Saiyan. Like when he got that stuff in him.
Is that where
What good did it do?
and it supercharged them? Something like that?
Yes, it supercharges their blood, it supercharges their heart rate, it gets everything going, their adrenaline pumping. And that's why Canelo couldn't sit down in that male fight. Because you know he was gilled up. We can see it. Like,
what about what good did him being juiced up do against Bivol? I'm sure he had his juice then too.
No, he wasn't.
How we know he wasn't?
Because he got tired.
How you know?
Because you can tell he got tired.
Shit, because he had to work.
That's fair, Rick.
That's fair. But
yeah, like man, listen here. David Benavidez, y'all gotta understand he's 6'2". This man is 6'2". He walk around at 200 plus, basically.
Man, we already heard it, bro.
He don't have to take long strides. I mean, he don't have to take long strides to get closer to you. So Canelo can counterpunch.
He ain't gonna take strides anyway. Canelo gonna be there for him to find.
If Canelo is right there, is right there, it's no way he has any chance. If Canelo don't try to box David Benavidez, he's not going to be an inside fighter.
I told you, we'll see when the fight comes, Dave.
You know the biggest reason why? Because David Benavidez is the best fighter when it comes to being in the clinch, being inside, getting clean punches off, making a referee think about if I'm going to jump in and push all apart or let it continue and y'all fight each other off. He's the best in boxing.
David Benavidez, he's going to have a disadvantage versus Canelo in the clinch because he's going to smother his shots while Canelo going to get more extension on his shots right there. Think about it, bro. The closer they get, the better it is for Canelo with the shorter shot.
What I'm saying is everybody he's fought has been smaller, has been shorter than him, and they still couldn't do it. So he does a great job of getting extensions on those hooks, on them hooks in the clinch. He does a great job. He was just doing it against Boo Boo.
And Boo Boo fought a stupid fight, bro. Boo Boo came out there on
Hey.
I'm
God
sorry,
darn
Keith.
it.
I'm sorry, Keith.
Shout out to John Norrie. Welcome to the channel, John Norrie. What's up, John?
Do my New York brother like this.
Man, you see how they doing us? You see how they doing us, man.
This is wild. This is wild. Doing my boy Andrade like that. Hey, he tried, man. He didn't have the gas tank to do all that dancing.
Hey, Nick J, I had the video. I had the video up, Nick J. I got the video on this channel right here where David Benavidez and his dad said that they signed to fight Morrell. Morrell was next if they didn't get the Canelo fight, and then they just went away from that. Then they both got Samson Likowitz as their manager. Samson said he wanted to make the fight. I got the whole video with the document evidence and everything, and then they said they didn't say it. So they had already said it, and then when they came back to David Benavidez, he said he didn't say it. And that's when Morrell said that if he walked in my neighborhood, we'd take your shoes. Yeah, I got the whole thing.
Yeah. Respect to the Morrell camp, that sound good, but this is business. I don't think Benavidez is afraid of Morrell.
What's up, John Nori? What you got to cook on?
I'm just bringing it back to the basics. I mean, he's he right now. Benavidez is elevated.
1 second, John Nori. John Nori, hold on. No cash crypto. We just had one of the coaches up here. No, they said no to Morrell cash crypto. I just had to do.
Well, they both said no.
We had to do from Morrell's camp up here. They sent the thing. They said no. It wasn't Morrell that said no.
One time Morrell wasn't ready. Now Benavidez got something going on. That's how it happens sometimes in boxing. He gonna go for this Canelo fight, or he's probably gonna move up. I don't think Charlo's gonna step up, even though that'd be cool. But I don't think he's gonna step up. I think Charlo's gonna take Caleb or somebody else in that area. And if he don't get Canelo, he's probably gonna move up. There's a lot of smoke from him at 175. I don't really see Benavidez and Morrell. I think Morrell got a lot more work to get done at 168 before he can start getting those kind of fights. Yeah, but he don't sell. And when he on that side of the street, you got to be able to put some numbers up before you get them fights.
He's been selling out Minneapolis the last three fights. The last 3 fights he done sold out the arena in Minneapolis.
Keep selling it.
Right there again.
Keep selling it.
The armory.
Keep selling that armory out. You gotta keep doing that for a long time before you get one of them fights on that side of the street. it ain't a meritocracy over there. But he on his way. I like how he looked. But as far as Benavidez versus Canelo,
he about to fight a dude 22-1. He about to be the last fight on Showtime.
That's a good look. I like when the coach came up here saying they're gonna try to go after Caleb Plant. If Charlo don't step up for the Caleb Plant fight, I'll watch Morrell versus Caleb. See how that looks, because you can look good fighting these other guys, but let's see how you look good against some, talent, some real talent in the weight class. So that'd be a good step up for him.
Well,
I really came up here to talk about Benavidez versus Canelo. I agree with Dean. I like Canelo. I know, right? What's up, brother? I agree with you. What's up, Dean? What's up? Yeah, I gotta agree with Dean. I don't think Canelo won any parts of Benavidez. It has to do with the money, but also has to do with the fact that he can't beat this dude. Of course, if Benavidez was a bigger star, they would have made the fight already. Because you can't have the cash cow fight some guy that could possibly replace him, and he's not really a replacement. He's just a better fighter.
Because him and Caleb Plant only did like 110,000 pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that's what's been stopping the fight for a while. But he's elevating right now.
I don't know what him and Boo Boo just did.
Probably do like 200, 250, the highest. It didn't make it out yet. No, it'll probably be out later on today, tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think it did much.
The undercard was nice though.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a lot of talk around the fight, really. Outside of the YouTube streets, I didn't really hear nothing going on. So I don't think it's probably in 100,000 range if they're lucky. But that has to do with it.
So you think Canelo, Rick Timms, Dean, and John Nori is up here saying that Canelo is afraid of Benavidez. He will lose this fight. He will lose this fight, and there's nothing that he can do with him. That's what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. You can't do that with him. Can't beat him. It's too big. Can't beat him.
I don't think that Canelo can't beat him. I just think he won't beat him. It's not that I don't think he's capable. He's capable of beating him. Canelo's a great fighter. but I just don't see how he does that. Like, it was a lot of people saying that Boo Boo could beat David Benavidez. Like, you could beat somebody. That's possible because you're a great fighter. I just don't see how you do it. Like,
damn. Hey,
I don't
that's
think
what I mean. I see this the way I saw.
Hey, hold on for a second. It just came out like an hour ago. It came out an hour ago. It says that the buzz from beating Andrade, then calling out Canelo, ripple heavy Saturday beyond the ring. But it said that the industry expert weighed in that the tally looks like it was less than 100K buys for what it's worth.
what?
They said David Benavidez is one of the boxing's best, but the numbers don't reflect that.
I just read that.
Bullshit.
I was looking at that.
Bullshit.
Wow.
That's how it is. That's how it is. They not pushing him like that.
Wow, Canelo really ain't for the fight him.
That's what I mean. That's why the fight really probably not gonna happen. Because
Bullshit.
if he's
Casuals at my
if he's
job
gonna
were
beat
talking about that fight. Bullshit.
they not casual no more. If they know about that fight, if they know about Benavidez versus Andrade, they ain't no casual.
Yo,
Ain't no
John
way.
Dory, boy.
What could they have done? Because in my opinion, this was one of the best undercards of the year. This was really from start to finish, just great boxing, man. What can we do moving forward with this Prime deal? What can we do moving forward to make sure that
Consistency.
Benavidez, Matias
Boxing-
get out there?
Boxing needs consistency. That's what it needs.
Yep.
Just
Said
throwing
that earlier, John Dory.
throwing this hooray parade every like once a year they ain't gonna do it. People, there's too much content out here for y'all to be like every now and then. They gotta be consistent.
Hey,
They
y'all, can
gotta
I
get
ask
these
y'all a
guys in the
question?
ring.
Can I ask the
Mhm.
panel a question, y'all? You know what need to really happen? It's too many damn weight divisions for it not to be at least 5 to 6 major fights a year. It's too many weight divisions. In every weight division, it should be at least 2 to 3 to 4 guys that we talk about the way we talk about Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Tank Davis, T.O., and all them. It needs to be that in every division. And the biggest problem is, I keep saying this to everybody, we could have a good year like we had in 2023, but we need better heavyweights. We need the bigger guys to get involved, like the light heavyweight division. What is it doing? The
Boxing
cruiserweight
moves
division.
where the heavyweights. Heavyweights move the boxing. You know, boxing goes as the heavyweights go. Like we get Deontay Wilder back up there in heavyweight, then you know more people will be interested in boxing. But as long as we got Tyson Fury and Usyk up there, you know, a lot of people ain't interested in boxing because they ain't got that pizzazz, that wow. Like they say, wherever the heavyweights move, that's how boxing moves. But it's too many people out here streaming. I would at least thought they did at least 150,000, but at least it's on PBC, so their pay-per-view numbers is not really a loss like that because, you know, they eat what they kill. It ain't no guarantees, so, you know, they split what they make. And, you know, they still get promotional money and everything, but I thought it would have did better than 100,000, though.
I got a question, you guys. Now that we have the 100K, real quick, Kings, now that we have the 100K in there, or less than 100K, so then what do we expect? Well, Ryan isn't on pay-per-view. What about Regis and what does this mean for Regis and Devin Haney?
75K.
70,
saying it.
Nah, that's
75K.
That's gonna that might do it. That might see that one might be 150 to 200 because that actually has buzz.
It won't.
Hey Rick, what I've been saying, Rick?
People actually talking about that fight.
75K.
Wow.
70.
Wow.
Ain't no way he does 75K off of coming off a Loma. They still want to see Devin lose. He gonna get some pay-per-views.
But you know,
It's not Devin's fault, John. It's Regis' fault.
Look,
nah, this fight has buzz. They've been running up to Twitter. They got the people talking.
Okay, but
buzzing up.
People gonna stream that shit. No, the zone pay-per-views don't do well. I hate to say it, but the zone. Yeah, I got the hiccups. The zone pay-per-views don't do too well, man. That's why Canelo got from over there because the pay-per-view numbers don't be right. They have a sucky ass streaming service for real. Like it be buffering in the middle of the pay-per-views and all that shit, dog. Like I still gotta buy it for a month because I want to see the fight. But hey,
You know
I
why
mean,
I say that,
they
y'all?
sold when Mayweather was over there. It just depends on what you're bringing to the audience, because that audience isn't just a hardcore boxing audience. They usually got all
Mayweather was never
the
on the
influence.
zone.
Mayweather wasn't on
No,
the
but he
zone.
had a
His
fight.
backhand fights is on there. Like they do his overseas.
Yes,
He
That's
fights.
what
express.
I mean. The influence of fights
And
beyond the
every time
zone,
he
and
get
they
played,
do pretty well.
Oscar get paid. Every time Floyd get played, Oscar gets paid.
You know why I say 75K, y'all? Because at least 50 to 75,000 people bought that for Loma. Loma, that was mostly a Loma crowd in the stand. So you're not gonna have me convinced that the people that was buying it wasn't Loma fans neither. It wasn't just Devin. Devin was fighting somebody who's already declared. So Regis is not
Doesn't
even
have
half the star that or half as
Regis don't
known.
have that base, honestly.
Yeah,
Regis
he's not even half as known as Lomachenko. So
I don't even think Regis
Hey,
got
I'll
10.
be back, y'all.
all right, Rick.
Be easy,
All right.
Rick.
I don't even think Regis got 10,000 fans that'll fill up a place, man.
Hey, that's a lot of people, man. Hey, but here's the thing. I believe Devin has elevated since the Loma fight. So it's not just, what numbers he had against Loma. He's bringing an audience that he had from Top Rank over to the
He's
Zone.
gotta have a
And
dance
those
partner.
two audiences are combining because he had an audience at the Zone already. So there's an audience of people who are familiar with watching Devin on the Zone. And now he's bringing what he made with Top Rank, and he's bringing that over to the Zone now. So it should be a big jump. I'm not sure how big of a jump, but it will be. I don't think he's gonna do less than what he did with Loma.
I think so because Regis ain't got the fan base, man. You need a dance partner. I don't think Devin's big enough to carry the load by himself. Especially when the Lomachenko fight, most of them was Loma fans.
Yo, I just looked. Regis Prograve got 166,000 followers on Instagram. He got 62,000 followers on goddamn Twitter. No. It's no. So I don't see it. I just don't see it for that reason. It could though, because then to John Nori credit, they are promoting this fight. But they was promoting David Benavidez and Andre. Maybe not as good as Devin Haney and Prograve, but I thought that would be more of a prestige fight that people would be interested in, especially with that stacked undercard. The Regis and Devin undercard not that good. So is people going to stay tuned in the whole time? Like, I'm not sure about that, y'all. We going to see.
You know what it is? It's a generation gap. I feel like the crowd that Devin's starting to tap into is the same crowd that Javante and Ryan are tapping into.
I agree there. I agree.
Those type of fans don't want to see David Benavidez.
But they want to see knockouts. Those fans want to see knockouts.
Well, they want drama. And they're bringing the drama because the influencers don't knock each other out and they watch them. It's just about the storyline. This one has a storyline.
What's the storyline? I'm sorry, I walked away for a minute. What y'all talking about?
It's the good kid versus the bad kid. That's the storyline.
For who? Devin and Regis?
Yeah.
It's the short span of the fans. They got a span of a fly, pretty much.
Clash of the cultures. Who will win? We got the street nigga versus the good kid. Good kid versus the mad city. Who's gonna win? That's a story. And then you see them go head to head. All the close ups are trending. Press conference are trending. Everything about this fight is trending. Devin's name been trending for weeks. It's building. So I see Dev elevating.
This is my thing though. A lot of people don't have the Zone, and this is why that Amazon deal is key. Because imagine you go on Amazon on your TV, you click on there, right? You see, them banners they be having when you click on the app and you looking for movies. Gervonta Davis versus whoever. That's the main thing right there, because now you tapping in to where even casuals can't ignore. No different than if you tap on these apps and see a big ass poster of the Chiefs versus the Broncos on Thursday Night Football. Like, you didn't even know that football game was happening if you wasn't tapped in. And then you're like, you know what? Let me check it out. So that's my biggest thing. I got a hard time believing that Devin and Regis is going to do more than him and Loma. It's kind of hard. It's just I got more respect for him. If it does, I want that to happen because then now that puts more pressure on him and Tank getting done. But I just don't see it doing more than David and Andre. I think anything is going to do about what they did.
Well, I'm just going by the trend. I'm seeing Devin trending up, and he is the constant in that. With the Cambosas, with the Loma, and now with this. He's the constant with all these trending fights, and he's going up and up. So I don't see it downtrending because I haven't seen any evidence of it downtrending. I only see it going up. So that's where I'm putting my prediction on. I don't see it doing no crazy numbers, but I see an improvement as pretty much he's been doing these past couple of years, just improving.
Yeah, they is selling the Bay Area, the Golden State Warriors arena. They is doing good on the ticket sales, so that's important. So we'll see, and it all depends on how much they want for it. That's the other thing, John Nuri. If it's $50, like him and Loma was, then all right, maybe. But if it's $75, $80, I'm not sure. So we gotta find out that part too.
That's true. The pay scale will definitely come into play. So that's true. I agree with that. If they overprice it, then that'll be going against what momentum they have. They got to keep it at the same price level that they had for the rest of these pay-per-views, regardless of what the fighters are making, and just hope.
Well, I'm praying that I want this to be a successful fight. I want all the pay-per-views in the world. I want it to sell out. I want it all. Because I want Tank and Devin. I want Canelo and Benavidez. That's my number one. Tank and Devin is my number two. I want those two fights so bad. But Kings, it is 3:30. It is a little after 3 or 4, depending on where you guys are. So we're gonna go ahead and get everybody last words. We were unable to get to anime talk. I could flex. I'm sorry. Who else? Frequent man. We couldn't even.
We could do 5 minutes. What y'all was about to talk about with anime?
Well, if this is anime last 5 minutes talk. So Dean, Coach Amber, y'all want to give y'all last words, or do y'all watch anime?
Let me give my last words because I don't know nothing about anime.
Go ahead, Coach.
Exit stage left.
Okay, Canelo, win or lose, needs to at least give the opportunity to pass the torch. Floyd did it with him. His whole "I don't fight Mexicans because I love my Mexican's brother." I think what Mike Tyson said it. If you love me, you'll fight me. Like, if you love Mexico so much, fight David. Pass the torch. And does he need him? No. But that's always going to be stand on his draws. That's just what it is. Like, you never fought him. But it is what it is. We'll see what the WBC says. I mean, I know they be talking, but that's what they be doing. They be talking. Let's see if they follow through. And that's all I got.
I call it WBC the World Bullshit Council.
All right, as far as my last words, as far as anime, Dragon Ball Z the best ever. Hands down. Dragon Ball Z is the best.
You a
ever.
casual.
Hands goddamn down. I wanted to say, if y'all ain't check out Afro Samurai back in the day, you need to go check out Afro Samurai. And one of my new favorite
Facts.
One of my new favorite animes is Baki. If y'all haven't checked out Baki on Netflix,
oh yeah, the Son of Ogre.
Yeah, if you get some time, go check out Baki on Netflix. It's an amazing anime. I'm rocking with it tough. So, and then I'll
Baki
say,
tough.
A lot of the other animes, it depends. It depends on what we talking about. They okay, like Naruto and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay. But Dragon Ball Z had a stranglehold. Without them, none of this other stuff exists. You hear what I'm saying? They gave a blueprint. So I gotta give them their credit.
I respect that. I
Thank you,
grew up on
Dean.
Dragon Ball.
Yes.
One of my
Thank
first
you, Dean.
animes, one of the first animes I watched. It was a show. It was a anime movie called Vampire Hunter D. That was my favorite anime right there. Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I'm
remember
like
that?
you, Upper. Yeah, I grew up watching the movies in the
How old are
90s. I
you,
didn't.
Nora? How old are you, Nora?
I'm 33.
Oh, man, that's way before your time, man.
Yeah, but they had a movie, then I went back and watched the series. But that's what I grew up on. The first thing I watched was some like rated R anime. I
Yeah,
watched Ghost in the Shell. That
Vampire
was
Hunter
my
D.
second one.
Vampire Hunter
Ghost.
D. I seen the first one and the second one. Both of them rated R's though, but Vampire Hunter D was probably the best anime back in the day.
Yeah, I grew up watching it. Ghost in the Shell, Motocross, Demon City, all of those. And then I got into Dragon Ball when it finally started airing on TV.
Yeah, they used to always start us over. Like when they get to the Namek series, they used to always start us back at the beginning, back when they fighting Radix and stuff. When they run out of episodes, then we got to go all the way back to the beginning for like 30 weeks.
Yeah, 'cause I never knew that the whole series was over by the time they started playing it in the States. That's was
It's
wild
not
when I was
over.
finding out.
Nah, it's still
No,
going.
I'm talking about back in the day that it was
Oh
over, and they were
yeah.
replaying Dragon Ball Z because they were doing it slow. So once the internet became like a thing, I started just finding the episodes on the internet and just watching it through there
Yeah.
because I couldn't wait for these episodes, man, on TV on
Yeah,
Toonami.
bro.
It was just
Metsuso Kaiba. That's Demon Slayer. Metsuso
yeah.
Kaiba.
Well, I
Fist of the
wanted
North
to.
Star. Whoever said that, Fist of the North Star is a classic. If you
Uh,
haven't watched that, please watch that. Fist of the North Star.
yeah,
The
Fist of
reason
North
why I
Star.
had for my. I'll go ahead, Upper.
Oh no, I'm good. I just want to say peace and blessings to everybody. I'm gonna let Key close it out.
Oh, well, wait, because I want to say. So I didn't explain my thumbnail. My thumbnail today is Kakashi, one of my favorite characters in anime. The reason why I like Kakashi so much is because he plays a devil advocate's role. I think, in my opinion, in Naruto, where he's supposed to be the teacher, he's supposed to be teaching, but he be he be making them kids he be making them kids go in. You feel me? And
Yeah.
it's like debatable. Like, okay, is he good? Is he bad? But he's really pulling out, in my opinion, he's really pulling out those powers. Like, you know
Yeah,
what
because
I'm saying? Like
he
to
was
to
gifted.
confront him,
Yeah, because he was
huh?
gifted. He was a gifted student, so he was helping them be gifted too. Like
Exactly.
Sasuke and Naruto and them. He helped them reach the and then Naruto had the sage.
But he also
Yeah.
made them more troubled too. Like like Kakashi is just, I
Well,
feel as though he was interesting. And I always
yeah.
like Kakashi. I don't know why. What's up, John?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, you're right. He definitely tried to, try to not make them as troubled, but they were already very troubled.
My
Had it not
son,
been for Kakashi, who knows what would have happened to Naruto,
oh
Sakura, and
yeah. If
Sasuke.
Kakashi wasn't that good, they was lucky that Kakashi was as strong as he was too, because they got in some stuff. That's why they put Naruto and Sasuke with him. My son loves Sasuke. He walks around with that headband on. He's 10. He walks around with that headband. He loves Gara and he loves Kakashi. You
Yeah,
can't tell him
Gara
nothing
Yeah, and
about
hard
I
as
thought
hell.
I thought that was interesting that he focused on Sasuke more than Naruto. I always was like, dang, because by Naruto being the star, because when you read it, um,
because he had the
they have
sage though.
Kakashi as and they had Kakashi as the protagonist of it all. But he really was really pushing for Sasuke, and
Yeah,
um,
because Naruto, the reason why he was pushing for Sasuke is because he also had the eye light Sasuke, right? But he wasn't able to enhance Naruto's abilities. Naruto's abilities was way past Kakashi's wheelhouse. That's why the Sage was able to do that. The third Hokage. That's why he was the one that could have been a Hokage, the one that got killed by Pain.
Yeah, Pervy
Um,
Sage.
yeah,
I forgot
Pervy
his name.
Sage. Yeah. Pervy Sage was able to get Naruto because Naruto had a abundance of chakra. And see, Kakashi couldn't help him bring it out. Pervy Sage taught him all that, and then the frogs taught him stuff. And Kakashi, he was just with Sasuke, taught him how to do the Chidori and all that.
Because he had that Sharingan. They both had
Yeah, the
that.
shotgun. Yep. But then he got it changed to what's the one that Payne had? The one that's better than all of them.
I forgot, man. I haven't watched this show in years.
I
The
forgot that name.
one where the second Hokage came back and had.
Yeah, the six paths and everything in it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
six
I forgot
paths.
what that called.
The Sage of the Six Paths and stuff.
Yep.
Speaking of
But yeah,
paths,
that's.
y'all should watch Attack on Titan too.
Oh, I love that show right there. I remember when
I need to check that one out.
Yeah, when the
Check it
girl
out,
turned
Key.
when my man was about to bite her and she put herself in that diamond at the end of that season.
Don't give any spoilers now. That's the first season.
Yeah.
That's one of the best seasons. Chill.
What is it called? Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Attack on Titan. Even if y'all don't want to watch the whole thing.
It was kind of weird at first. I was just like, what the hell? And then hey, freak, my son got the Naruto too. He be playing online.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this about Attack. The first 4 episodes are one of the best starting episodes of anime that you will ever watch in Attack on Titan.
They went in.
They went in. So if you don't continue it and you just want to just see what the hype is about, just watch the first couple episodes of the first season, and you will understand the hype, even if you don't want to finish it. The anime just finished maybe a month ago.
I gotta check that out because I'm still looking at Ippo, the boxing anime that Akaflex put me on. He just said something to me in the comments about Jujutsu Kaisen. Gotta check that out. I'm waiting for Demon Slayer #4, but hopefully they get that together. They're saying that
also
Death Note Akaflex is a classic. Death Note is a classic. Shout out to you.
Also, y'all check out King and Ashura. King and Ashura is kind of like Baki Hama, right? But they all in this tournament fight. It's called King and Asura. I'm waiting for the next season for that to come out, but that thing right there, something crazy. Yeah, you know.
Is that the one where is that the one they were in high school? They was fighting.
Nah, King and Ashura. It's the one where the dude they got a tournament and they in Japan, and the winner of the tournament gets to be the winner. The winner of the tournament gets to rule the trading company. And this
I seen that. Yeah.
And the dude,
I haven't seen that one in a while.
The Chinese dude that's the head of the thing, he got a dude called the Killer. You know, but he fights every style, but he ain't been beat in like 290 fights.
Yeah.
But it's called King and Ashura.
Yeah, he got some telekinetic abilities and shit. Yeah, that's a wild one. I'm not sure they're gonna come out a second season though. I mean, they always
it's already past the second season. King and Ashura, they at the part now, because he used to can go into demon mode where he speed up his heart. They used to call it the time skip, and that's when he got a different fighting style. But
I missed that.
He was in the hospital when they tried to take over. They tried to take over the trade group because it was all Japan's biggest leaders. They all was in the trade group, and if you was in that trade group, they buy and sell deals off fighters. So if your fighter lose, then you lose your stocks of your company and all that stuff right there. And like King, I'm just gonna tell y'all this: he had this one dude. He was kind of part of the alphabet game, right? But the dude was so in love. With King because when King was young, he turned into that thing I told you. He speed up his heart, and he always thought King was a god. And then he didn't want nobody to touch him. Yeah, Nico style. That's what it's called, Akaflex. Yeah, I can know it. Well, I can know all that.
Yeah, he tapped in for real.
Yes, he does. That's why I'm writing down every time he tells me to watch something. I'm like, dang, I have so much homework. He just keeps giving me show after show after show.
But Key, watch King and Ashura. Just watch the first episode. As a matter of fact, watch the Shaman Kings and make sure you watch Records of Ragnarok. Ragnarok, probably the best anime out there right now.
That's on Netflix.
Yeah, you watched that too, Theodore?
I seen a little of it. I kind of fell off. I started watching some different shows. I haven't been watching anime a lot recently. I just started watching Jujutsu Kaisen because that just started coming back on.
One second. I was sorry.
That one's kind of hyped right now, Jujutsu Kaisen. So I've been kind of into that.
My daughter,
And
she likes what they got the dude named Gojo. I forgot what it's called, but Kirsten.
yeah, he's in it.
Kirsten. What's that anime show with Gojo on it? What's that anime you like to watch with Goji on it? Gojo. Yeah, the one where he died. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. That's what she was talking about.
Yep, they just had a crazy episode that came on recently. Crazy. Now, if you
just came on, baby.
Yeah, if you like anime with big animation, like some craziness, watch that anime.
Yeah, we all be watching that though. But yeah, watch Agent Aquaflex. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Probably
now, I'm gonna give y'all some weird picks now. If y'all not really into the action stuff, you want more story stuff, you can watch something called Paranoia Agent. And you can watch this movie.
Anime. I seen this one. We're gonna have to get out of here in a minute, but I seen this one anime, and this dude. It was this one anime, and it was like this sergeant, and they was like, they could go crazy. They had like a ghost that killed people, a shadow thing that killed people, but they had to kill themselves. Like they couldn't get caught. Like anytime they get caught, they had to kill themselves so they could reset. And they kept resetting. Like dude to shoot himself in the head, and then they keep coming back. And they was destroying people, beating them down. This boy was like that as well. But if you get caught, they'll mess with people's blood and everything, and then they can't do it no more. But they had like little shadow demons that, as long as you know, they keep resetting. I forgot what that thing was called.
Yeah, that was a movie anime, right?
No, it was a series. But
it was a series?
Stopped. Yeah, I forgot what it was
called. Was it Gantz?
I think so. Well, you
know, I think it sound like Gantz. That was a crazy anime, man. I seen that a long time ago.
It had this one dude. It had this one dude. Hey, I seen that movie Parasite. I mean that show Parasite yeah, I seen that. But yeah, that show right there, it had this army dude that you couldn't see his eyes. It was like he was always smiling. He was a Japanese
yeah.
Like, always smiling. and he took out the whole police force. And every time they get close to catching him, he'd shoot himself in the head to come back.
It's either Gantz or it's Darker Than Black.
I have to check it out. I can't remember what it was.
So that reminds me of those two. Darker Than Black. If you haven't seen that, that one goes hard.
Yeah, like dude had this shadow. His shadow, it's like ash. But matter of fact, they try to get it wet because the people they got it wet, and when you get it wet, it can't come out because the water messes it up.
Yeah, that's definitely Darker Than Black. Yeah, it's Darker Than Black. Okay. That was a hard anime. Yeah, you brought me back, man. I might rewatch that. That shit was hard.
I know.
And also, someone said it earlier, but the best anime movie of all time is Ninja Scroll. If you haven't watched it, please watch it.
I still gotta say Vampire Hunter D because they got me started on all this. I was 8 years old when I watched that thing. Vampire Hunter D was a classic. You know, he was the son of Dracula. He had that hand that talked and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Speed Girl said Darker Than Black. Okay. Yeah, that's what it is.
Someone said it might have been Asian. I'm not sure. It might have been that too. I only watched like 2 episodes. It might be that. Because they both kind of have the same kind of thing going on. Darker Than Black is more like powers and stuff, but they remind me of that kind of power to shadow.
Hey, Asian Instagram Aquaflex.
Asian have the demons and stuff.
Yeah, yep. You right about that, John. He had the demons.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. It was one more I want to put out. Shit.
Hey, Key, tomorrow we gotta make sure we go through this tomorrow. Boxing gonna be on hold tomorrow, Key.
Okay, got it.
Facts. I'll be here for that.
Like we were supposed to do it today, and the cook got so good.
It be like that sometimes. Man. Boxing take you off the road.
I was like, damn, 2 hours gone already.
Akira too. If y'all haven't seen Akira, that's one of the classics. Top 3 anime movies.
Oh yeah, we're definitely. That is. I gotta check that one out too. The Akira one. I keep hearing about that one. I've just been so focused on getting Demon Slayer and Ippo out the way.
You know,
those are some long ones too.
Hey Key, maybe one day we can play one of them videos in here. In here, you feel me? Because you know we can stream it in here. Like maybe one day
If
we'll
you want
play
to
with.
go for it, why not? We'll have a little commentary on top of it, just to make sure
Yeah,
your stream's good.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
for sure. Oh no, we can definitely do that. I just don't want you to get flagged. But just
Don't give
like
a damn
Yeah.
even
about
if
that.
we pause it to have a breakdown of it, that'd be pretty dope. I didn't know that we had so many of our people that listen in were anime heads, and it's really good to see people of color being anime heads because we're not really as represented as we should be in that world. But it's a lot of blurs. I call us blurs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like it's a lot of blurs
I'm
out
with
there.
you. I'm with you.
it,
I'm tapped
it
into
won't
that
be the
too.
first time they demonetized me, Key.
Yeah, I remember I put out a video because I do music. I put out a video. I had some anime images on there. I had to send a complaint to the company, to the anime company, because YouTube wasn't trying to do nothing. Then I sent it to them, and they got my video back up. So they're understanding. They might send you, they might flag you, but if you let them know, this is just commentary. This is for the audience. Blah blah blah. They'll probably let you rock.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, last words, John. What you got, King?
As far as the boxing talk, let's see how Ryan looks. I'm gonna see if I can get some money off this fight. See if he knock this guy out.
Yeah, I'm going
Devin
for it
next
too.
week. What real quick? What round you got for it? What you thinking?
I'm thinking between 4 and 8. I'm gonna pick them right there.
Me
I'm
too.
thinking
I'm
I might
looking
have.
at 6.
I'm gonna have to look at it a little bit closer, but I'm thinking about. I'm gonna take the under though. It ain't going. It ain't going over. The under looks
Yeah, that's what
good.
I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
know. I don't know how tough Duarte. I don't know how much punishment Duarte gonna take. I know he going down, but I don't know how quick Ryan gonna get him up out of there. But
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking too.
yeah, because
I
he
don't want to put it down. Then he gets him out way earlier than that.
yeah. That's why I say I'm gonna take the under. It's less
Hmm.
money, but it's still a good payday. You know,
Yeah, you right. You right.
it's
I'm
plus
glad I
two
tapped in.
fifty. It's plus 250. So you put a stack on it. That's 2,500. So you know,
Definitely ain't putting no stack on it. I'll put a
oh,
little
Right.
something on it.
if you put
I
a
ain't got
hundred,
it like that. I live in New York, brother.
oh damn, y'all got it expensive, boy.
Yeah, man. You gotta
But
be
y'all
rich
make
just
it.
to
But,
live
but
here.
y'all make it though. But y'all make a lot too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, they just throw it to us. Well, it's expensive around here. But yeah, I'm gonna put a little something down on that. What else we got? And I guess we got the heavyweights at the end of the year. I
2030.
don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. It'll be nice. It's just good to see them being active.
I think I'm gonna take
That's
Otto Waleed for the upset.
what's the numbers for that? How much is he down?
Five
How
hundred.
much plus? I mean, how much plus? He's plus 500.
500.
That's it.
Yep.
Damn, he might actually win. Plus 500. That's it. I thought he'd be like touching
AJ
eight to.
minus AJ minus like 1,200 though. They don't
Oh,
really
okay,
put
okay,
that.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all right. That's just they hedging their bets. All right, that makes sense. So other than
Yeah.
that, that's all I got. Just closing the year out strong. See how it look next year. Y'all be good. Enjoy the rest of your week. All right.
All
Have a
right.
blessed day, John Nori, and death to
You
the
too, Key.
establishment.
The Vengers assemble. Y'all be easy.
See you later, John. Man, what a day today. This was a very beautiful build. We went from boxing to anime, both of our favorite topics, one of my favorite topics at least.
Oh
Shade
yeah.
Girl 85, Ghost in the Shell, one of my favorites. Yo, Ghost in the Shell went crazy. That movie was absolutely insane.
You talking about the one where
Go,
they was in computers?
yes, Ghost in the Shell. Ooh, she brought up a classic.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, that was
wee.
that girl. That was that girl. She was in that body. Yeah. I remember
Oh,
this
Shade
other.
Girl.
I remember this
Uh-huh.
other one. I remember this other one where this girl, she was down like they dropped her down in this world, and this world was like a trash world, and she had to fight her way up there to like the Coliseum up in the air. Like they had like a Coliseum up in the air, and she had to fight her way up there to fight in that Coliseum. I couldn't remember the name of that. Yeah, I remember Aeon Flux, Brian. Yep, I remember
Yes.
Ultraviolet too.
All of those were classic. Shay Girl brought me back. Yeah, we cooking on Ghost in the
Yeah,
Shell
Alita.
tomorrow.
Well, I could know everything, boy. Damn, Alita, that was her name.
Right. He keeps giving me a list. So
Yeah. Matter of
shout
fact,
out to
I'm about to get my anime on in a little bit. I told I put my Instagram in there for you to hit me, man. It's Upper Echelon Entertainment.
shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Aquaflex King. We'll see you tomorrow. Brian King, the king of the chat. Shout out to you. Yes, Aeon Flex is a definite. Aeon Flux was definitely a classic. Shay Girl 85. Shout out to you, Queen. Hopefully you come back, man. It's good to see other queens in the chat, not only talking boxing but anime. You feel me? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Rick Timms. I'm sorry that this kind of went over your head, King, but thank you for staying down riding though. All things as always, it's always love, King. Thank you for coming through. Queen Ariana, shout out to you, sis. Shout out to let me see, Dank Lucane. Ooh, it's good to see you. I haven't seen your name in so long, Dank here. Shout out to you, Dank Lucane. You still smelling the upset? That's the question I got for you. Hopefully you come through tomorrow. Because Dank keeps saying it's gonna be an upset. Shakur didn't get upset. Are we looking at Ryan or Devin? Which one you got? Or David Morrell? He fight, but I don't think David gonna get upset at all. Frequent flyer. Shout out to you, King. It's good to see you here. On the panel today was Coach Amber, Thomas Hill, Deem. Who else did we have? Deem and John Norrie and Rick Timms. Thank you all for coming through, coming up here. Aaron Muhammad. Shout out to you. Shout out to Zena. Um, Zena being Zena. Expensive paper. It's so good to see you, King. How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Nick J. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming through. Shout out to everybody that came through today. Big Dog Willie for the support of the chat. We appreciate you. Upper as always, it is a blessing. Thank you for having this platform and allowing everybody to come in and talk. Shout out to your wife and your children. I pray that everything is going well for you guys. Man, I got work to do, got a ton of work to do. So as always, peace and blessings. I'm out.
All right, peace and blessings to everybody out there. See y'all tomorrow.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. I'm moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought it was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to strike and guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2 gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can squeeze, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I They call me Sonny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga